This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we geek out over new trailers for Jurassic World Dominion, this year's DC Comics movies, and the insane Doctor Strange sequel trailer.
Geek Boner.
Plus reviews of Peacemaker Episode 7 and the Book of Boba Fett finale. Joining us, special guest Adam Olinger from the YouTube channel Adam Does Movies, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, February 14th, 2022.
Hi, this is Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. Why? I don't know.
Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. Jock it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
Hello, listener, and welcome to the Jock and Nerd Podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the nerd.
And joining us straight from the pamphlet of Rug Boy Fett, it's Rug Boy. What's up, Rugs?
Yeah, I'm just crawling out of the Sarlacc pit right now.
The pamphlet just consists of smoothie recipes. That's very nutritious. Also joining us.
What do you think of this? Do you write this down
I
before?
know. Listen, improv off the top, bro. I don't know.
Okay.
That's how my mind works. Also joining us, very special guest for a big geek-packed show. We have the creator and host of the YouTube channel, Adam Does Movies. It is Adam Olinger, right? That's how you say your last name?
That's how you say it, yeah.
I meant to ask you that before, but I'm going to do it live.
No, that's more pro. I hope that Sarlacc pit's still open so I can just crawl my ass inside and die after watching Boba Fett.
Oh,
wow.
There's plenty of room.
That was in the chamber. That was ready to go.
It's going to take 1,000 years, Adam. Thank you so much for joining us. Rug Boy, you made this connection.
When you crawl back out, you'll have gained 50 pounds.
That's what happens. And you age 40
I don't
years.
know how that works.
It's going to make you soft, Adam.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know.
You also forget how to use combat skills. But
Yeah, you do. You have to train again for some reason. Yes.
that's right.
The reason that we have an Adam on is because I watch a lot of YouTube reviewers, and sometimes they kind of all sound the same. And I think it was the Eternals one that really got me going, because you destroyed that movie. And you did it with such you were so into it, just ripping it apart. And I was like, this guy he feels exactly the same way I do.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, I got to now watch all his videos. So I became an instant fan after that Eternals video. I don't know if you got that reception or something from a lot of people.
I mean, that happens from time to time when I don't expect it. I'm not trying to be, controversial or anything. I legit like going to movies, and I pay for my own films, so I want to get my money's worth. And if something's bad, I usually go with a couple buddies, and after the film's done, we just talk about it. Like, what the fuck happened? Why is this so bad? And usually when I do the review, I start on a positive note, and then it just seems like I'm unspooling and unthreading this thing as it goes. And we end up kind of at the same place at the end, where it's just you talk it out and you're like, God, this was such a disaster.
That happens a lot with us too. I don't know. Is that the process? You just kind of go in with kind of this intention, and then as you talk about it, you keep discovering oh shit, this is fucked up. Oh wait, he just made a point that makes it even more fucked up.
Yeah.
And
you don't go to Disney World to be disappointed, right? You dropped a lot of money. You're already at an A when you get there. And it's you wait in line for 4 hours and suddenly you're at a C. And then Mickey flips you off and is smoking in the back alley. And next thing you know, you're back up to a B because that was awesome. But then, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Adam, tell the listener a little bit about your channel and your journey to this present state of Adam Does Movies here.
It's been a magical wonderland of a ride.
I bet.
It's been rebranded a few times. It's gone through about 35 different shows. Right now, I just focus on doing movie reviews, reactions without being obnoxious and dropping my mouth and clamoring over everything, but actually giving some sound feedback on what I'm seeing, and yeah, just reporting on some of the movie news going on. There's nothing too deep in there. I'm just trying to be like a normal person.
Yeah.
Talking to people that I would assume have similar thoughts on films.
Yeah, I saw this other video that you were talking about what you're looking to do in 2022.
Yeah.
And you brought up about all these old things that you did, like the movie feuds, and when you wrote for something with Property Brothers or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, so you've been kind of like all over the place doing stuff.
Just making moves left and right here in Minnesota.
Ice cold Minnesota.
Yeah, I got like a random email from some guy. They're like, "Hey, we're starting up a website for the Property Brothers. You know, they have like 35 shows on cable TV. Remember cable TV?
I still have it. I still have it.
I know. I'm like, I kind of know those guys. And then the one guy, I honestly don't know their names anymore. Something Scott, but he called me on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and I was like helping my son in the garage with something, and he's like, "Hey, this is so and so." I'm like, "What? What's happening right now?" And he's like, "Yeah, we liked your video. We want to go forward and do a series." And
wow,
yeah, that was very surreal because I don't know anybody. I'm not like hobnobbing it with the Hollywood elite over there in California.
For what it's worth, my wife loves that show.
Yeah, well, hey,
the Property Brothers.
Hey, there's some good shows by those guys. They know how to flip a house.
Yes.
Yeah, it's important skills to have.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I've done a few things like that. They're all failures, but at least I was paid a little bit, and you get a little notoriety, I guess, in the field. Movie Feuds was kind of the bread and butter for a long time. It pulled in awesome numbers, and I realized the show's not good. But and that's the problem, because you'll see Movie Feuds episodes that have 500,000 views, 3 million views. Wow. And it's like, well, where are those subscribers?
Yeah.
Well, the content was the selling point, not so much the host or the writing or anything. And I learned over time how to kind of develop more and realize, okay, I need to just build the channel up as me, the personality, and not so much the material I'm talking about. Otherwise, I'm just getting like 12-year-old girls watching for Frozen versus Tangled, and then they're bouncing, then they're out.
Yeah.
I also think it's the algorithm too that's kind of fucked up now. It's like really tough for everyone.
It is. Yeah. You really gotta hone in on like one specific thing, and that was my other problem. Is I had like 12 shows going at one point, and no one knows what's going on. I don't know what's going on, and I just cut it all. I burned it all to the ground and said, "All right, this is the show now. It's just a jackass in front of a screen, and we're just going to tell it how it is, and that'll be that."
I like what you've been doing recently. I think that you should just keep doing it. It's great. Keep
it seems to be working. The channel's grown. I think I got 8,000 subs in the last, like 6 months of 2021.
Nice,
and that's really when I kind of started the rebrand. Matrix Resurrections certainly helped. I think I got
my God,
thousands of subs from that. And that was, again, unintentional. I just was so mad at the movie.
Yeah, that one will do it. I could see, absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt.
It's more fun to watch someone rip into a movie that sucks.
It is.
Yes.
But then you can really put yourself in a bad spot doing that, where it's like,
you don't want to be the angry guy.
Yeah. It's like, okay, people love when I'm mad, so I should just rip on everything. But no, that defeats the purpose of.
Then you're not a genuine person, though, if you hate everything. Or maybe you are. Maybe you do hate everything.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I hate everything. So I mean, that's my part of the show.
I still love you, Rugs.
I don't like Rug Boy at all.
Yeah.
I don't like Imran either.
What's happening with these algorithms is fascinating. It's similar to a thing I watched on TikTok. Is they're rewarding now kind of this putting up the same content. They don't like variety. They want you to have a certain look and brand.
Like 2 weeks ago, you were like, "Oh, Anthony, you're on TikTok, right?" And you just casually throw in, "I watched this thing on TikTok."
No, it was about podcasting.
As a 60-year-old man,
it was a seminar.
You're on TikTok?
It was a fucking seminar about putting your podcast on TikTok and how it works. It was actually fascinating. This guy was explaining it, and he goes, "They reward you for doing the same video." And I was like, "Oh, that's fucking interesting." And the same thing's kind of happening here. I'm not on it, but I've considered putting the podcast on it, but I have not. I'm too old.
Oh man, that is
weird.
We are like 50 years apart from TikTok.
Adam, are you on the TikTok? You are on the TikTok.
I am, but yeah.
Are you dancing on TikTok now?
No, I'm not dancing yet. That would be great. No, I'm really just kind of repurposing clips from random episodes and not doing it how you're supposed to at all on TikTok. So, yeah, I mean, completely correct as far as you got to do the same thing. They have trends on TikTok and everybody does the same shit.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's a strange place.
Yeah. I mean, all right, well, so glad to have you here, Adam. You're going to hang out, geek out with us.
I can already tell he's going to agree with us, which is good, because disagreement is bad. We should all think the same.
It makes for a good show, though. Maybe I'll have to just flip on it.
Yeah, maybe somebody will.
Well, the thing is, if you flip, so here's just the like high level view of everyone.
Yes.
I'm pretty like monotone. I really don't care about anything. Rug Boy hates everything, and Imran will just agree with everyone.
I love everything. I'm on the other end.
No, he loves everything until you say you don't like it, and then he'll agree that he doesn't like it either.
Yeah.
So this is the dynamic.
If it's a good point, it's a good point. I don't know. What are you going to do? Look, I can see both sides of things. I'm very flexible.
You're willing to grow and change, and that's
exactly
very, very progressive of you.
I'm not stubborn.
Just like
in
his
my
skin
ways.
color.
Yes, I was brown. Now I'm white. I hated it. Now I love it. Now I hate it again. I don't know what's going on.
If everyone was just as malleable as Imran.
Yeah, the world would be a nicer place.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, you bastards. Let's get into a boatload of trailers.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
So, of course, the superb owl happened, and there was trailers. The soup or bowl, choose one.
I see what you did. Yeah.
I don't want to get sued.
Superb owl.
I don't want to get sued.
The super bowel?
The soup.
Are we talking about the
Superb
black again?
owl, which is actually that's kind of clever.
I stole that. I
never
saw
thought of
that
that.
on the internet.
Oh,
The
you fuck.
colonoscopy bowl happened. So we have some trailers that were released during the big game and some that were released before, which is also a smart thing. If you don't want to pay the fucking $7 million for 30 seconds of airtime, just put it out before everybody's watching anyways. Like this first one. Adam, you like dinosaurs?
I do. I'm a big fan.
Do you prefer them feathered or unfeathered?
I like my Jurassic Park dinosaurs.
Okay, well, but they're mixing in some feathers, as you have seen in this new Jurassic World Dominion trailer there.
Yeah.
Adam, let's start with you. What do you think of this new trilogy so far? What do you think of this trailer?
Jurassic World kind of reminded me of the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
Yes.
The first one, kind of the soft reboot, very familiar, looks pretty, effects and everything obviously upped from the originals. The characters not so much, but it was a good starting point. The second film was a total shit show. Hated it.
Yep.
Hated everything about it. And it ended in a place that was interesting, and I think where a lot of people wanted it to go. Kind of like the new Spider-Man.
Right.
Everybody wanted to see the multiverse, but I'm not happy how it happened. It was very silly. It was very dumb. But so going into this third one, I have a huge chip on my shoulder from the last film. They're using a lot of nostalgia bait to bring everybody in. You got Alan Grant in there. Fun fact for you guys: Jurassic Park is my favorite movie.
Oh,
Shit!
So I'm really.
You're very passionate.
Very passionate about this franchise. And really Jurassic Park is the only one I like.
Yeah.
The other ones I watch because I like dinosaurs. I'm a sucker for dinosaurs, so I'll watch them. You throw in a Spinosaurus, I'm a happy camper.
I think the big dinosaur in this one is the Gigantosaurus or Gigantanosaurus or whatever.
Really? Is this a made up thing again, or is this real?
No, it's a real dinosaur. It's a Gigantanosaurus.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
is that like a more recent find? They found this bigger?
No, it's always been around. It's always been like a T-Rex, but with like a smaller mouth.
Okay.
Yep. It's the same size as it, or maybe even taller than a T-Rex, but it's got a smaller head.
But a larger attitude. He's got a big attitude.
Yes, and a bigger
heart.
dick.
Big heart and a bigger dick. Dinosaur balls.
A huge penis.
Yeah,
that's where the name comes from, of course.
Yeah,
that's what I call mine.
I'm indifferent in this third one. I think it could go either way, but bottom line is I'll be there because I like dinosaurs.
Anthony, what'd you think? Just like you said, Alan Grant, Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, feathered dinosaurs. What'd you think of this?
You were all over the feathered dinosaurs.
I just think, it's interesting they're involving the new discovery and the new,
Well, maybe they evolved. They're evolving.
Yeah, no, I think what it is from what I observed is they're doing this flashback to the actual, dinosaurs before they were created in a lab. And the ones that are natural, they have the feathers. And since they spliced the dinosaur DNA with like frogs or some shit, they're like a little bit different. So they don't have the feathers maybe or something like that. So they're distinctly two kinds of, maybe they're trying to get them back to be more natural. Maybe they're splicing in some bird shit to like make it more accurate now. I think it's a retroactive thing. I think that when they created the first batch of dinosaurs, they didn't know that there were feathers on them.
Sure.
So they just put a frog DNA in there and they're like, all right, that'll work. And now that they know, they're like, oh, we might make some bird shit in there. And then there you go.
That's how science. That's science.
That sounds pretty scientific to me.
That's about as accurate as you need to be for this movie.
About as science as we get on this show. Yeah. So there you go. As far as this trailer, I think I kind of agree with Adam. I like the first movie was fun, but they're just playing off the original. The second movie we talked about on the show was not good. It was pretty much an entire mess. I had hardly any anticipation for this trailer. And for what it's worth, I thought it is a pretty damn good trailer in terms of nostalgia. The things we're seeing we really haven't seen, with the dinosaurs being mixed in with society and humans having to deal with the evolution of dinosaurs and having to live alongside them. Like, these are all interesting places. Am I confident that this movie is going to be any good? Not really.
Can it be worse than the second one, though? Fuck.
Well, what's
I don't know if it could be worse.
Like, what's the purpose of Jurassic Park at this point? Like, I think that it's a good place to, when you learn about new dinosaurs, because they're discovering new shit like all the time.
Right.
Like, okay, we got new characters, or we got new things we can show in the movie. And they're also doing this whole thing where they're doing these hybrids, which is like some Frankenstein shit. So those two things are interesting to me. Like the fact that they can use some kind of scientific accuracy and then also create new things as well. And I think it's a cool dichotomy of both things. So
the effects look good. I thought like the dinos look good, but how did it get all over the world? And where's that little girl that let him go? This is all her fault. She needs to be put in jail.
I was going to bring her up. What's the over-under on the clone girl coming back? And why was she a clone girl? What?
For no reason. That movie was a cartoon.
She has a name. Yeah. Her name's Maisie, I believe.
Maisie. This is her fault. Like, the government should just be coming after her. But apparently they're everywhere. They're in Rome. They're all over the world.
What I didn't get is, I was like, did they have two of every animal? Or are these all asexual dinosaurs? I think it might have been a thing, right? That the dinosaurs were asexual.
They're asexual, yeah. It's not a Noah's Ark situation.
Life finds a way.
Yeah.
Life finds a way.
Well, they were all female. Here's the thing. Did you guys watch the pre-released Jurassic World shit that they were like 5-minute shorts for this new movie?
Yeah, where he's at like the drive-in and stuff, the drive-through.
Yeah, did you notice that was in the trailer?
Yes, it was in the trailer. Yes.
Why? Is that going to be in the movie?
Oh, that's a good. I thought that was. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to be in the movie.
Am I going to have to watch the same 5 minutes again?
I've seen this.
We will have to watch the same 5 minutes again. They do it all the time.
Yeah, that came out like. Didn't that come out like 3 months ago?
A while ago, yeah.
I know it came out. Yeah,
and I thought it was going to be like a prologue to this, and not actually.
Yeah.
In the thing, but whatever.
Yeah.
Why would they? Here's another thing I was thinking of. Again, I actually liked the trailer because I thought it was entertaining, and it is they put it in a place where there could be some good set pieces and some action. But like, why would you bring back like Bryce Dallas Howard's character and Chris Pratt's character? Like, practically, you're like, these are part of like the failed Jurassic World, and now we're bringing these assholes back to like help clean it up. Like, they did a terrible job in like a theme park. What are they going to do when these dinosaurs are out in the world?
Hey, man, everybody counted out fucking Andrew Garfield, but look, he was the MVP. So you never know.
It's a trilogy. They got to come back to finish the fucking
story. I get Owen coming back because he's got his gal pal Blue. But Bryce Dallas Howard, does anybody know her name? Is it Claire?
It was I'm just looking Claire. At the Wikipedia. I think it's Claire.
Wow.
It clearly is Claire.
Yes. Sad that I guess that. Her character is completely different from the first movie to the second movie. In the first one, she's like, fuck dinosaurs. They're just money. And the second one, she's trying to save them off the volcano, the little island side. Mm-hmm. Who knows what she'll be in this one? She might be a full-blown scientist.
She's gonna be a scientist running in like platform boots.
Was it Rugby that said, Rug Boy that said, we'll just mix some bird shit in with the other stuff? That's her. That's her character's going to say that. They're going to be like, give her a medal. She's a scientist.
Yeah. She's going to be a Rug Boy scientist.
She did it.
Gonna get
genius. Somebody get
her
some bird
diploma
shit.
from the University of Rug Boy.
That's so. All right, this movie's coming out in the summer, and I'm just gonna begrudgingly watch it because I've watched all the others.
Yeah.
See how this thing ends up.
It's the end of the second trilogy, but not the end of the franchise.
Oh, it's going to make so much money.
Yeah, they're gonna. The people love dinosaurs, man. They can keep making
Kids
these
love
movies.
dinosaurs.
They don't have to be good.
It's crazy that there's not more dinosaur movies. Why is there not a movie? Why is it? It's not like Jurassic Park owns the rights to dinosaurs.
I think it's just expensive. You know,
They should bring back Carnosaurus. Remember that franchise?
I do think they should do something where we're like killing dinosaurs. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Have you
Or
ever
like a
seen Tammy
Predator.
and the T-Rex?
Oh, there's that.
Watch
What's the
that.
one with Whoopi Goldberg and the T-Rex?
There's a Whoopi
What's the one-
Goldberg dinosaur movie.
Yeah, it's a buddy cop movie.
Oh my god!
It's yeah, she's a cop and he's a detective or another cop. He's a T-Rex.
Oh, wow, I gotta watch this
Theodore
immediately.
Rex. This
Theodore
is a
Rex,
movie.
baby.
What the
Theodore
shit
Rex,
is this
baby.
from 1995? Wow.
Yeah.
This is why we have
Cinematic
Adam
Yes.
on, because Rug Boy was the niche movie guy, but now Adam's
He's
just
just-
completely
oh, God.
Well, he
erased
went up
Rug
me.
Boy.
I said Tammy and
Yeah.
the T-Rex, and he said brought up fucking
He's
Theodore.
like, I'll see you,
Yeah.
Tammy and the T-Rex, and I will raise
I
you,
rate-
Whoopi Goldberg, with Theodore.
Yeah.
Holy shit. This looks like the dinosaur from the TV
But
show
does Whoopi
Dinosaurs.
Goldberg have sex with a dinosaur?
I don't
So-
think she does in
Okay,
this one.
Exact.
No,
This one, Denise Richards, a young Denise Richards, and a dinosaur.
Wow.
They get a little freaky. But
Tammy
I
and
don't-
the T-Rex wins.
so it's like
Yeah.
that was like shape of the water before
yes.
that even
Fuck the
came out.
fish. Yes.
Beautiful.
Fuck the fish.
yeah.
Okay, let's move on from dinosaurs to fucking hobbits and elves and shit. A
Nope.
thing I'm barely interested in. Are you a Lord of the Rings guy, Adam?
Huge Lord of the Rings guy.
Oh shit! So you
Huge Lord of the Rings guy.
have you been following the story of the show, the most expensive show ever? Budget first season, almost $500 million.
Not really.
That's the budget.
Not really.
So
Yeah.
Amazon is like $750 in already with the rights to this. This is the most expensive TV show ever made. And we got our first 1 minute teaser trailer. How did it look?
You want to start with me?
Yes, you're the big.
I thought it-
You're the big guest.
You're the
Yeah, I give it a resounding meh across the board.
They should have thrown some bird shit in there.
They should have.
Yeah,
it
it
was
needs
a-
more bird shit.
kind of a whole lot of nothing.
I mean, you see the money clearly. You see
the money.
You see the money.
I just have a hard time coming to terms with this and not being a Peter Jackson vehicle. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting patiently for it to come out, and then I'll give it my full judgment.
Okay, Ruggs, you're our second biggest Lord of the Rings guy. What did you think of this?
That's right. I was also kind of like, hey, this looks like they spent a lot of money on it, but it doesn't look interesting at all.
Oh shit!
But it's a weird trailer. It doesn't really do
It is
anything.
weird.
It's just like, you can't really judge it on like, it's just these panning shots and like you'll see a character for a split second zooming in. It's not like there's no meat to it. So I can't really judge it on that.
And it's set before the events of all the rings, right?
Yep.
Isn't that what
That's
they
like
say? They're like
hundreds of years before. Yes.
Yeah.
They're like before this and before this and this and this. And I'm just thinking, God, prequels always suck. Why are we doing prequels? How about after? How about after this?
Yeah,
Go.
with people we know. How about
Well,
that?
they saved the world.
Or we'll go with new people and set it 100 years down the road. We have a couple of fucking statues of Gimli and
there you go.
Legolas, and we're good.
Yeah, I don't know who any of these people are in this trailer, and
Sorry,
I was
yeah.
like, it looks shiny, and I'll watch to see how they use the bunny.
There's a couple of recurring characters. I think Kate Blanchett's character and the guy from The Matrix, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
The bad guy.
Mr. Anderson?
Hugo Weaving.
Hugo Weaving
Weaving's
is
character.
in this.
I forget his name.
Oh,
Is it Elo something?
I can
Eodor or
never
something?
remember their names. They confuse me.
I don't remember his name in that, but
ELO is a great band.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah. But
Electric Light Orchestra.
I know that somebody in the comments is going to be like, "You asshole, you said it wrong." But like those characters return, but they're played by different people, obviously, and they're a lot younger,
Right.
so they're unrecognizable. But I think that it's a good sign that it looks like they spent money on it, and they in creating Middle Earth, they have succeeded in doing that without looking like terrible or like cheap. So I think that that's a good thing. So maybe we should just be cautiously optimistic.
Anthony, does this do anything for you?
No.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
I don't watch Lord of the Rings, so.
I mean, you weren't impressed by the beautiful scenery and
There was a lot of walking in part one.
there was a lot of walking. They got someplace.
That's all I've seen. Yeah, they got somewhere.
Yeah, Adam, you're gonna watch though? Is it intrigue you enough to, like you said, you got to check it out? I guess. Yeah.
I will always give something the benefit of the doubt to start, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, I had no interest in Peacemaker, and that show has blown me away.
It's fucking great. Yeah.
And that's why I won't be talking about this one with you guys.
That's why he would love
And
you
in the
joining
next
us.
segment, we review Peacemaker without Adam.
Without me, because I didn't watch it yet.
You liked it. We can't talk about it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, let's get to fucking some geeky comic book shit. Before we get to the Marvel stuff, DC did not want to spend the money also to put something on during the Superb Owl show. So they put out a quick sizzle reel highlighting all the movies that are coming out in 2022 for them, which is the Batman, the Flash movie, Black Adam, Aquaman 2, and the sizzle reel was kind of fun. Anthony, this time I'm going to start with you, since you had nothing
Shit, I'm on the spot.
Yeah, you had nothing to say for Lord of the Rings. How about you contribute a little bit here? What'd you think of this The World Needs Heroes trailer?
I liked it. DC, sometimes I forget that DC even makes movies.
Right.
Just with how Marvel is just taking over the lexicon of culture. But I liked it. I thought the footage was solid. By more or less, I just liked that they combined everything into like one sizzle reel, and it made you remember that, hey, there's like 4 movies coming out from DC, and all of them look, varying degrees of good, but they all look kind of all right. Like they all have their own individual excitement to them, and they're kind of reminding you that, hey, we kind of have a universe too.
Yeah.
Which for the longest time since Justice League, they've kind of backed away from the shared universe stuff. So I was like, oh, cool. This is actually, this got me excited for some DC movies.
Adam, what'd you think? Are you a DC guy? Will this be a good year for DC with these movies?
I just consider myself a movie guy. I don't care if it's DC or Marvel, but as far as the DCEU goes, I'm guessing we're all in agreement. It's kind of a train wreck.
It's a fucking mess. Yeah.
Yeah, but they have, as far as this trailer is concerned, I think it does look good. I put out a video on it. I thought it looked fine. The Batman, I think, is going to be hopefully awesome. Matt Reeves hasn't steered me wrong yet.
Yeah.
The 3-hour runtime is concerning.
Yeah.
To say the least. But, Lord of the Rings is 4 hours long, and those movies are awesome.
Wear a diaper. You just wear a diaper. It's fine. Nobody cares.
Black Adam. Dwayne Johnson doesn't have a good track record for movies, especially if they're not set in the jungle, which that seems to be his natural habitat. So I don't know. Maybe
he's in a jungle in every fucking movie.
Yeah, maybe they'll get a jungle in there somewhere. I'm not sure. I'm sure they will. But he also, I was talking to someone else. He doesn't have a franchise, which is insane to me.
Yeah, he's
like
tried.
The guy's tried over and over again. He's been in like 1,000 movies, but. Where's his Terminator? Where's his Rambo? Where's his Rocky? Where's his Die Hard? Where's his Lethal Weapon? I mean, all these action guys from the 80s and 90s have it. He's got like Jumanji? I mean, really?
Yeah.
That's just sad. So I'm guessing this is going to do well for him, and this might be the role that he's been searching for. He doesn't even have to put... I mean, they can just paint him, right?
Yeah, there's no bodysuit.
He is a superhero already.
Yeah. He doesn't need padding. But let me ask you this. Right. Do you think he can play a character and not be The Rock in something? I think that's going to be key.
No. I don't think Tom Cruise really does either, outside of that brilliant performance in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't need some actors, they can just be themselves, and it's okay. They're likable enough, or they just have the... they have the presence that you're looking for, the charm. And I think
you're waiting for Arnold Schwarzenegger to stretch his acting ability.
Exactly. No one's expecting that from Arnold, but you get a good entertainment value depending on the actor. So I think The Rock fits that mold for sure. He just needs to find a movie with a decent script, and I think this could work. The Flash, I don't like Ezra Miller. As an actor, I haven't liked him in anything yet, and I don't care for him as the Flash. So I have this whole DC thing is really weird because they have a cinematic universe, but then they also have standalones like the Joker. Is the Batman part of anything, or is that standalone?
It's its own pocket universe.
Okay, fine, fair enough. But it's also not connected to Joker, right?
Nope.
No.
Not that we know of.
As far as we know, because this takes place... God, it almost looks like the same... Is it not the same time period? Is it the
It's supposed
60s?
to be like a year or two after his
It's not year
him
one.
becoming Batman.
Okay.
No, it's not year one. It's year 2.
Okay.
But it kind of has a 70s feel like the Joker movie, so that's weird. Yeah.
Regardless, I guess Wayne was in Joker. He was a kid, right?
Yeah.
He was a kid, yeah.
That never happened, though. The Joker never came up to Bruce Wayne. What the fuck is this? Jesus Christ.
I know nothing about comics, so I don't have like a axe to grind as far as what they're doing and not doing to appease the nerds on, in the comic book world. I'm just a movie nerd. What's the last one we got to talk about?
Aquaman, the sequel, Aquaman, Lost Kingdom, whatever. I mean, it's Momoa and he's wet.
Jason Momoa, permission to come aboard. Yeah, he's. I hope with the sequel it will be about an hour shorter because the first one feels like it's 7 hours long. Is James Wan directing this one?
I think he is. Yes.
Okay, he needs to pick a lane.
Yeah,
The first movie has horror. It's got comedy. It's got Jurassic World in there at some points. It's just a weird. What Pitbull singing Africa at some point in that movie? What the fuck? It's got an
octopus playing the drums underwater.
Yeah, just pick a lane, dude. Either be Ant-Man or be Doctor Strange or something. You can't have it all.
That movie made $1 billion fucking dollars, and it's probably just because Momoa was like shirtless or something. I don't know.
You got every guy's wife to go to a superhero movie. That's
I'll go to that one.
Yeah, like, you will go to this one.
You know what? That movie actually looks pretty good.
Oh,
it's
shit,
7 hours long. Let's go. Let's get a sitter.
You know how many women I know that are watching the new Jack Reacher show? I don't think it's because it's Roadhouse.
No, he takes his shirt off every episode for some reason. They just find a way. But
correct me if I'm wrong really quick.
Yeah.
Didn't they just do a Jack Reacher show with Jim Halpert? Or is that something else?
That's a Jack Ryan. That's a different
Jack Ryan. Okay,
it's a different Jack.
Ryan.
Similar.
One of them is reaching for something and the other one
Ryan.
is...
One's Ryaning.
Okay, so Reacher is the one that Tom Cruise was.
Correct.
Yes.
Those movies were bad, but okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then Ryan was the one that Harrison Ford was, and Alec Baldwin at one point.
There we go.
But as far as Shazam, I thought the looks at Hawkman and Dr. Fate looked amazing. Ruggs, what'd you think of this trailer?
I thought it looked pretty cool. This is the Flash trailer or Aquaman 2 are we talking about?
All of it. What'd you think of the whole thing?
Look, Batman's the big thing that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
The Flash, I'm looking forward to just to see how they reset the DCEU. It's supposed to do like a Flashpoint thing, right? You're going to have multiverses. You're going to have all these things like colliding, and then whatever's the new status quo will come out of that. So if we do have a shared universe, it's going to happen in that movie. So I'm interested to see what happens. Not that I like the Flash. I could give a fuck about the Flash. I just want to know what happens in that movie.
Suit looks better.
Does that come out last then out of these 4?
I think
it's the second one.
Yeah, Aquaman is coming out last, and I believe Aquaman 2 has the same release date as fucking Avatar 2, which is also underwater. So you're gonna have underwater movies battling it out the same weekend, I believe, which is gonna be annoying. But
the sigh from Adam.
Yeah.
Oh
yes. Way to bring something new, James Cameron. You're just doing Aquaman.
Hey, I'm not knocking Cameron. I'm excited for Avatar 2. I'm just, I'm already exhausted just thinking about going to those movies. Yeah.
It's a lot.
To answer your question, it's Batman in March, Black Adam July 29th, Flash November 4th, and Aquaman December 16th.
In December. Oh,
interesting.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this could be a good year for DC if these movies are any good.
They could be. They might be all right.
I think that, look, we know what to expect from this. Like, we know how good DC can be. We know how bad. I don't think they're going to reach a new apex. Maybe the Batman will be close to Nolan level, or maybe at least tie that high bar that Nolan set. But I don't know. I think that's all we got. That's all we got in the tank. DC.
There's multiple Batman running around.
I had a thought while Ruggs was talking about the Flash. I'm like, it's great they're doing all this multiverse stuff, and they're gonna probably do peeks and little cameos from other universes. And then I'm like, wait a minute,
We were doing that.
Marvel's doing that. They did that with Spider-Man, and they're going to do that with Doctor Strange,
And bigger.
way before the Flash comes out, and it's
And
going to look
into
like
the Spider-Verse.
Flash.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So the Flash is just going to look like it's aping all that
but
stuff.
Michael Keaton, Batman. That's what I mean.
Geek boner.
I can't wait to see him back in the suit.
It might be all right.
Let's not forget about the Criterion level film Space Jam 2 with the what is
Very
it? The
self-aware.
serververse, or what is that called?
I don't think any of us actually on this show watched.
I did not watch the Space Jam.
I just heard it was shitty, and like it was basically the Matrix movie with WB cartoon characters in it.
Yeah,
Interesting.
no,
Basically,
it's
Got a lot of Razzie nominations.
it was my 9/11. It was really bad.
I always have a weird feeling humming.
Never
I believe
forget.
I can fly.
Never forget.
Based on who sings that song.
You can't sing that song anymore.
I know, but it's a great song.
It's a
and
great song. It's
can't
been
sing it.
ruined.
Can't
I'd
sing
sing it, but I'd probably hit you. You guys would get hit with like a copyright ID because it'd be so close to perfect. Yeah, so
Can't-
it. Yeah, from your angelic
no one would be
voice.
able to-
I can
no
tell
one
just
would-
by your normal speaking voice that you have a really good singing voice.
He's got perfect pitch. No, so hopefully DC will have a good year. They've righted the ship a little bit. It's still quite a mess.
A little, although that Wonder Woman movie was not right.
That was
shit.
no, that was a big fuck up. That was a big.
That's a big fuck up right there. Adam hates that movie too.
everybody's, I shouldn't say everybody, this weird, loud, obnoxious little group of people have a hard-on for Zack Snyder.
Mm.
They should really be petitioning to have James Gunn just take over the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Maybe Gunn wants to stay there, and he's making another show. He's making another spin-off show. He's going to be done.
Give it to him.
I say give it to him. Make him the guy. Why do you make him the guy?
Make him the Kevin Feige or whatever. Yeah.
Vajiji. Yeah, the Kevin Vajiji.
If anybody knows how to pronounce his name,
Kevin
Nobody
Feige.
knows.
That's pretty easy. James Gunn.
Oh,
No.
yeah. Oh, good for you,
we're not-
motherfucker.
we're not
that's an
talking
easy
about
name to remember.
The second
pretty
N
easy
throws
name.
me.
It's pronounced Gunn.
Just James Gunn.
Okay,
Guys, come on.
let's get to the big fucking geek boner shit, the Marvel MCU. First, we're going to start with, there was a quick TV spot for the Moon Knight show that is coming out March 30th. Very quick, there's a couple of new things, a couple of fucking sick shots in here, that being shots of the pyramid, his cape opening up into a half moon, and you see his little half moon fucking weapon. Holy shit, Ruggs, this time I'm starting with you. What'd you think of this little peek at what was I talking about?
Moon Nuts.
Moon Nuts.
Yeah, Moon Nuts looks good. I feel like it does look darker than all the other Marvel shows. It feels like grittier, and it feels like it's going to be really wacky too. So, like as far as like psychological bullshit. So I'm looking forward to the darkness and, you know, even this comic accuracy that they are going for with the suit, and they're playing it right into it. So I don't know. I wish I could see more.
Yeah.
Because it feels like they're giving us little tidbits, but
Yeah.
from what I see, it looks promising. So we'll see what happens.
Adam, this Moon Knight trailer
Floppy John.
or
Geek boner.
which way you going?
I'm not going anywhere. I don't really know what to think of it. I'm not a Moon Knight. I don't know anything about him. It looks okay, but based on the track record of these Disney Marvel shows, there's just nothing really exciting me yet.
What does it look like to you from this trailer, not knowing anything about the Moon Knight?
From the trailer, it looks like he has multiple personality disorder. I can't remember the actual term for that.
Dissociative identity
disorder.
Sure.
Yeah.
It would appear he's kind of your run-of-the-mill average Joe who has this debilitating issue going on, whether he got it from some supernatural element that he collided with, or if he was just born with it, who the fuck knows, except for people that read comics. And it looks like Moon Knight is an alter ego Ghost Rider, or no, not like that. Moon Knight, from the trailer, it looks like this thing is stalking him, and he needs to just embrace it at points or something. I don't know. The Mask, maybe Jim Carrey's The Mask.
Yeah, no, Ghost
Yeah.
Rider was also kind of a close analogy. You seem to pick up on the basic points of the comic book. Yeah, he's a mercenary in the comic, so I don't know if they're gonna deal with that, but he doesn't remember things.
The regular guy is a mercenary?
Yeah, Mark Spector. He's got multiple identities and like different personalities. One of them's a mercenary. I don't know if they're going to go with that one. In this one, he looks like he's a guy named Stephen Grant, which was like another personality. But yeah, he gets his powers from like Egyptian gods or whatever. And I feel this is a way to introduce Werewolf by Night and other horror elements. As far as it being edgier, it is a TV-14, which is the same as what all the other shows have been rated. So I don't know how much edgier it's going to get. Anthony, what'd you think of this Moon Knight?
I mean, this little spot was, to me, nothing to write home about. I did like the original trailer. We talked about that on the show. I did see a quote that Fahey was like basically saying this is going to be darker.
Yeah.
They're not going to cut away from the fight scenes and the violence. So I'm cautiously optimistic that from what we've seen so far, this will be, first off, it's a character that we haven't really met yet, so I'm cool with that. And it's a character that I think is kind of interesting on paper, so I'm optimistic about this show.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac.
And I like Oscar Isaac.
He said Moon Knight is a legitimate character study, similar to Iron Man, is how he described it. So we're gonna get to learn a lot about this guy. All right, that's Moon Knight. Fucking let's get to the big one. This one is fucking wild. The first full trailer for Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness sequel. Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
I don't even know who wants to start. Adam, you're our guest. Why don't you take us into this? Fucking trailer is crazy.
Sam Raimi is going to elevate everything in phase, what are we on, 70 of
Something,
the MCU?
Yeah, 204.
69.
Yes.
Where
it should be 60.
Eternals failed to captivate audiences and wow us, Sam Raimi will deliver like he did with Spider-Man 1 and 2 and Drag Me to Hell, which no one saw. And
I saw it.
Oh, it's a sweet movie.
Darkman? I love Darkman.
Darkman, Evil
Darkman's
Dead.
great. Great movie.
The guy is he did miss with something really badly.
There was like a drama he did.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll just ignore that. We'll just get into this
That never
trailer.
happened.
Holy shit, this looks good. And it doesn't look like an MCU movie. It looks so weird and fun. It sounded like, I don't want to get too far into the weeds with it. We'll let other people talk. First impressions was really wowed by this. I thought the first Doctor Strange was fine. It was a fine movie with Cumberbatch really elevating the material. But if you think of like Thor Ragnarok, compare it to Thor 1, I think that's where we're at already with this second Doctor Strange.
Yeah, his appearances in the other movies is definitely like it pushed him forward. And I thought about the same thing. I was like, wow, they're doing like a Thor Ragnarok with this one, blowing it out of the water. Anthony, what stuck out to you? There's so many fucking details. A lot of things confirming all the rumors that you may have read on the internet. There's some confirmation of this shit is happening.
Yeah, I probably watched the trailer about 25 times.
Oh, fuck. It's got 26 million views on it already.
I watched 25 million of those. Yeah, it's just me. It's just me, guys. I really enjoyed it. You'll notice, Adam brought it up, but this is the first time I think I've ever seen a trailer by Marvel where they were like highlighting the director. They were like Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
Like they put it like they cut to like his name in there. Like they've never really done that before.
Yeah.
So
They did it with Eternals with
because
Chloe Zhao or however you say it. But yeah,
she won the Oscar.
You are right though. It seems like this is something they're trying to do more now to show people like, look, we're getting different directors, different voices. We're stretching our wings now.
So yeah, I loved that. We can talk about like all the potential cameos and all that stuff, but I think what sold me though is I think the story seems to be intriguing and it seems to be weird. And what you guys mentioned with Thor Ragnarok, I kind of look at this as like they're doing their version of Winter Soldier, where it's like Captain America 1, solid movie, but now we're blowing this out of the water with Winter Soldier. We have a different director. The implications for the universe are big. Like I feel like this movie is that version is equivalent to what they're doing now in this phase where they're just blowing it out of the water and they're like really embracing the multiverse stuff. But I think all that stuff will still be, if judging by the way they did No Way Home, it'll all be in service of developing Doctor Strange's character, I think, along with Scarlet Witch, Wanda Maximoff. So lots of really cool stuff. We could talk about all that potential cameos and all that, but I think on the surface, I think it looks like a very interesting story, and they're highlighting the director, which made me very happy.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page as far as the Winter Soldier. analogy.
Yep.
I'm not saying it looks like Thor Ragnarok. I'm saying the jump in quality and style change
agree.
from
Yep.
Thor to this one, much like the first Captain America to Winter Soldier, is very pronounced, and I love it.
Yep, I completely agree.
And yeah, Scott Derrickson directed the first one, and you needed Sam Raimi to bring us what we're seeing. And
What's funny about that though is Scott Derrickson was going to direct this, and it's not like they were going to move on from him. He just happened to he was just like, no, I don't agree with the direction, and then they happened to fall into Sam Raimi's
it's probably
lap.
the best thing that could have fucking happened. Oh my god! And I thought the cameos in No Way Home were crazy, and that really was just a taste of what the fuck they're doing. Ruggs, what did you think? I didn't get to you yet. Overall thoughts.
Overall, I mean, I don't want to get too crazy with Sam Raimi because so much is hanging on this guy right now, right? And they did bring him in because whatever it was they were doing wasn't working out. So they're going to be swinging for the fences, and they're doing all this stuff. They're doing these cameos. They're throwing everybody in here. You saw America Chavez. You saw some kind of Iron Man. Iron Legion.
Yes.
You saw Monica Rambeau?
Well, it could be a number of people. I've heard many, many different guesses.
Yeah, so I even thought I saw, was that Wanda fighting her?
Wanda was fighting, okay, so that scene with the glowy person, it may either be Maria or Monica Rambeau as a variant Captain Marvel fighting Wanda, or it could be a variant Iron Man played by motherfucking Tom Cruise.
Oh, shit.
Which is one of the other rumors. But holy shit, Ultron bots, the Legion, this is the Illuminati. That is fucking Patrick Stewart. That's the back of his head. Remember where I was like, I just want to see the back of Patrick Stewart's head, and you guys laughed at me, and now they
I know
gave
that
it to
bald
me.
spot. Yeah.
I was like, holy shit, this is Illuminati filled with variants. You have Sinister Strange. You have multiple. You got Zombie Strange. You have Defender Strange.
You got Bird Shit Strange.
You got Bird Shit Strange is in there. You see, we're back in the West.
He's the natural bird feathered Jurassic Park
feathered
dinosaur Strange. Yeah.
Feathered
The natural
Sorcerer
version.
Supreme,
Yes.
the original. We see Wanda's house in Westview again. What the fuck is going on here?
I'm a simple country Minnesotan, so I don't know what the Illuminati or any of that stuff is within the context of this comic book.
Yeah.
Is Patrick Stewart playing Xavier again?
Yes, he is.
And he's like the leader or one of the members of this Illuminati you're talking about?
Yes, Anthony
Yes.
will tell you what the Illuminati is.
Okay, please go.
The Illuminati in the comics is just this group of heroes: Black Bolt, Black Panther, Iron Man, Mr. Fantastic, Namor, Professor X. They basically are all leaders of different heroes, or different groups of heroes, and they all meet in secret to basically run the world and defend the world against threats. So it looks like what Marvel's doing is they're using that concept to have an Illuminati in the multiverse to police things that are going on.
Interesting.
Multi-
And that
Deep
would,
state of superheroes. basically.
Doctor Strange is also in the Illuminati in the comics, so
so that would be our natural progression to getting mutants in the cinematic universe.
Possibly.
Well, there's a storyline in comics in the comics where Wanda Maximoff gets rid of all the mutants, and there's a lot of speculation that in this one they're going to flip it on its head, and in the comics she says no more mutants, and it takes away all the mutants. There's a lot of speculation that she's going to say something along those lines, but the opposite effect, and bring mutants into the
I think
universe.
she's trying to bring her kids back, maybe.
Yeah, there's speculation that's because of her kids and all that stuff.
And so I think in bringing her kids back, she brings mutants into the fold, or whatever that other universe is that has mutants is going to come into this world.
Do you think any of this storyline is going to tie in, or I guess be in marriage with what happened in WandaVision and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? Or not into, I'm sorry, not Into the Spider-Verse. No Way Home. Yes.
If you notice, that is Wanda's Westview house in that short clip of the trailer, which is from WandaVision. So I think it does tie into that. They're leaving her. She's in the same place that she was left off at WandaVision. Okay. So I think it is tied.
I think this is the fallout from what he did in No Way Home, which is why Mordo kind of locks him up. I think he goes to see Wanda for help, and then they bring him to the Illuminati. It also ties into What If. A lot of the shit we saw in What If, those multiversal characters, they released a poster. So
it looks like they're going to be fighting variants of themselves.
Yeah,
different.
I think there's one of the internet screen caps that I saw was the shield of the
It's in the poster.
It's in the poster. Captain Carter's
Yeah.
shield. So here's all like based on the poster and the rumors. You know, we can expect Captain Carter. We can expect a Deadpool is also possibly on the fucking poster. So they're gonna pull in the Fox people. Some other mutants. There's a new Captain Marvel Photon logo. Cyclops, maybe James Marsden. And then you have Loki and Sylvie from the Loki show. I don't know if they're going to come into play, but these rumors, and there may be even a fucking Spider-Man. I don't know. These rumors may
let me comment
be
on
true.
that real quick.
Yeah.
I think all of that is super exciting, but going back to what No Way Home did, and I agree it was clunky getting to that setup, but once they got to before they got to all the cameos, they did a really good job at making you invested in what was going on.
Right.
And that's what they got to do in this one. It seems like they are on that path. But if this is just fan service, cameo, it's going to fail. But if it's good story, cameos in service of growing the characters, then this is going to be awesome.
Please correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Doctor Strange contain the events of No Way Home, and this threat could possibly be from something completely different? Or are we assuming that that threat is still at large?
I would say that I think it's more of the fact they put it in the trailer that he keeps, even Wanda says, like, he keeps breaking the rules. So I think he just keeps
his arrogance,
the fact
basically.
that he keeps doing this. Exactly. So I think that's part of what I think is going to happen is it's his arrogance that's going to need to be put in check throughout the movie.
I also think it's fallout from the Loki show as well, where they had busted the whole multiverse wide open.
Right.
So it could be all those things converging.
He closed the cracks in the sky, but it's possible things fucking slipped through. He didn't close all of them. I love that line in the delivery how Elizabeth Olsen, when Wanda goes, "You break the rules and become the hero. I do it. I become the enemy." She's like, that doesn't seem fair. So she's getting mad. She's going to go bad. I feel like she's going to fight off all the Illuminati and Professor X. It's going to be insane. She is a better Dark Phoenix story than the actual Dark Phoenix story that they put on film at
Both
this
times.
point. You know? Yeah, 3 times. I think they did it 4 times.
I have a bold prediction.
Let's hear it.
Hugh Jackman's coming back as Wolverine.
You know what? I wouldn't put it.
Oh,
I would
shit.
not put it past them to fucking do that.
If
There's
Patrick
speculation.
Stewart's in this movie as
Yeah.
Xavier, I feel like they're both going to be in it.
Why not? But to your point, Anthony, that is a very key point. Is like when they did it in No Way Home, it enhanced the story. It was very organic. This is a lot of fucking cameos of things all in one movie.
Essentially, we don't know that these are all rumors, but there's potential.
I mean, the poster, Nerdist has this post, and they point out on the poster no less than 20 fucking things
really
that are in the reflections. It's a dope
But
poster.
I would
too.
just like to say that rumor drop that we read, that big huge paragraph of all the cameos,
Yeah.
it's almost dead on.
Yes, a lot of that shit is.
I don't know. This shit might be true.
This is gonna be fucking. I
It's
cannot
going to be
wait.
like Austin Powers Gold Member, where people
Yes.
keep just taking off their masks and showing up.
It's underneath. Yes.
Yeah.
just like that.
I mean, Tom Cruise was in there, too. So
It was Tom Cruise the whole time.
If I see Tom Cruise as Iron Man, I don't know how I'll feel about that. That might take me out of the movie.
that's like meta up its own ass. In
yeah,
meta.
it's almost too meta.
I was
I-
supposed
I-
to be Iron Man.
I'd wish they didn't do that, but if they, I don't know, we'll see.
May 6th cannot come fucking soon enough. Wow, this is gonna be insane. All right, listener, join the conversation. If you want to meet other like-minded listeners, hang out with us. We have a Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. There is a link in the show notes. It is a closed, exclusive group just for you to leave your thoughts, and we will share them later at the end of the show. We are going to review this week's episode of Peacemaker, except Adam's going to disappear, but he's going to come back. Don't worry. He's going to magically pop up in the second half as we talk about Boba Fett. So, Adam, we'll see you on the flip side.
Enjoy.
Jock and Nerd. Okay, Adam's gone. We can talk about him now. Just kidding.
Fuck yeah.
I'm kidding.
I fucking hate
Great
that
guy. We're not going to talk about Adam.
Oh, he's coming back. I can't
He's
say
coming
shit.
back in a little bit, so don't say anything. He's listening. Maybe. I don't
Great
know.
clothing. If you check out his channel, these clothes fit very well.
I say you should go watch his videos. They're actually really, really funny.
I'm going to hit him up for fashion tips. I need to start dressing like that.
You need to change your fucking body.
But
before
I'm
you can start looking-
trying. I got a steel club. I'm
Oh,
swinging
yeah.
it around.
Yeah, are you still swinging that shit around?
Oh, yeah, I'm on the steel club. It's great. Anyways, we're not here to talk about my fucking
You're going to look like
calisthenics.
John Cena.
I'm going to look
by the
like
end of
Tamara
this.
Morrison at 61 is what that's my goal. But
I was
before
giving you more credit. Jesus Christ.
before we get to Fat Boba, let's quickly review this week's episode of Peacemaker, episode 7. Here is your spoiler alerts.
Let's spoil some shit, Batman.
This one called Stop Dragon, My Heart Around, Dragon, play on words. This is the penultimate episode of season 1 of Peacemaker, written by James Gunn. This one not directed by James Gunn, directed by Brad Anderson. Thought that was interesting.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson. Anthony, it's a quick, and it's not a really long episode. A lot of stuff happens. What happens in episode 7? Stop Dragging My Heart.
Well, Peacemaker's got his dad after him, the little white racist clan. They're trying to kill him. And it's been revealed that he has his diary, which he didn't actually write. So the team is in a bunch of turmoil because no one now trusts each other. Adebayo and Harcourt are all up each other's asses about this, and the butterflies are chasing them. Butterflies are all after them. So there's a lot going on. They're kind of on the run. A lot of people trying to kill them, and they still got to figure out how to get to this cow before the butterflies.
What about the cow?
So yeah, there's a lot coming to a head here in this particular episode, especially mostly focused around Peacemaker and his daddy issues coming to a head. Some
great emotional moments from John Cena. Let's just hit the big plot points. Starting with the beginning, we find out kind of explicitly sort of what happened to Chris and his brother when they were kids. Turns out Augie Smith made them fight in a pit for bets. The fuck kind of father is this?
Whoa, they were like dogfighting.
They were
basically.
dogfighting. He's dogfighting his fucking sons.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
Augie Smith is white supremacist Michael Vick.
He Michael Vick them, and Chris punches him out good, and what did it seem like happened? He hit his head maybe and got an aneurysm?
A seizure and aneurysm, yeah.
But at the end, he blames his dad, and it doesn't...
Of course it's fucking dad's
fault.
fault.
That's why, because he made him fight.
He's a child.
Yeah, they were both children, and they were both fucking crazy, and his dad was crazy. So that was shocking to see. And then we find out Harcourt confronts Adebayo about the diary. Myrn knew about the diary the whole time, and she tells them who her mother is. So now they all know that Amanda Waller is her mother. The next big thing is the butterflies fucking find Myrn, because the fact that his inside guy was there and the butterflies retain their memories. They know about them. They know everything. They know where they are. Before Myrn can come out, they fucking find him and just execute him in cold blood. And
the scene where Goff song now, whatever, just crushes the butterfly. And then Harcourt sees the butterfly and picks it up, and the butterfly's like trying to touch her. I was like, this was kind of... I didn't think I would feel any emotions for a little ass butterfly, but this was kind of sad. I liked Myrn was one of my favorite characters. I still like the line where he says, "I got the fucking apple dumpling gang here."
No, I mean, he was their leader. He was the
Unlike humans, we don't name our genitalia.
He knew everything that was happening. Yeah, and the little hand touch, and you could feel how I was like, "Oh, fucking Myrn."
Yeah, it's crazy that like all this stuff comes to the forefront, and like Myrn's known this whole time about the diary, and I'm expecting Waller to show up any second now, because like shit is spinning out of control.
Like shit, does she know?
Like, where is she? Like this is
Viola
like major
Davis
shit's happening.
Yeah, she costs a lot of money. She's only going to show up on
she ain't
cell
showing
phone.
on HBO Max
On a cell phone
more
screen.
than 2 episodes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
She might be in the next episode, but she doesn't know any of this. But she knows the diary is out and shit is fucked up. And I just love how Chris is like, "You think I fucking collage a bunch of shit out of diary? What are you kidding?" He's like, "If I did it, it would be the best fucking thing, but I did not do it." And so we have a little judo master bit that's kind of funny. He escapes and knocks out some assholes, takes their car. He finds them.
I saw a theory online that I want to toss out real quick on Judo Master.
Yeah, I think he's going to help him next episode.
Well, they were talking about how we always see him with Cheetos.
Yeah, hot Cheetos. Flaming hot Cheetos.
And someone was like online, I forget who. I'd give credit if I could figure out who said this, but they were like, maybe he eats the hot Cheetos because why aren't the butterflies taking him over?
Oh.
But if he's eating the hot Cheetos because it's flame inside his body.
In his mouth.
They can't take him over. Yeah, his mouth. And he's got his ass covered because he's wearing that bodysuit.
Oh my God, there's no orifice to enter.
Yeah.
Because
he's always eating hot Cheetos.
If that's the
and why
reason,
wouldn't they just take him over?
Holy shit, if that turns out to be the reason, that's fucking hilarious.
Right? Wouldn't they just take him over? They're
Yes.
like, well, you're a talented little fuck.
We need
but
you.
You'd be more talented if we were inside of you.
He knows something. Like, I feel like he's gonna be the one to help them.
I liked when he does the whole like ape thing to the
He's like,
to the Asian guy.
ooh.
He's a little funny little guy.
He's a funny
General
little
Master.
guy. And then largely the chase scene is White Dragon flying around with the fucking pillowcase white supremacists, and they're tracking the helmets that he has, and so he ties it to a raccoon. This was a great line where you see Economos and John Cena's face is all scratched up, and he's like, fuck, raccoons are hardcore. And Economos is like, that is not entirely inconsistent with what I thought would have happened if you just ran up to a raccoon and grabbed it. That's what would happen. It's
You like that it's a raccoon too?
I guess why is that funny?
Rocket Raccoon.
Oh, it's maybe a little
James
dig.
Gunn's made
Oh,
Rocket
fuck,
Raccoon
I didn't even
popular.
I didn't even
Made raccoons
get-
raccoons popular.
Imran.
It's a less animated raccoon. Fuck, I didn't even
He
put
loves raccoon.
I didn't put that together.
Yeah.
So and Vigilante is dumb and grabbed all the helmets, so they think they got away and they did not. I was really upset at White Dragon for swatting down fucking Eagly. I was like, no, not Eagly, and he's down. Luckily, he's okay. They do stitch him.
Oh, that whole scene where they went to the fucking the animal hospital and
With the
he's
vets.
like, yeah, and he's like praying the Eagly gets better, and then he like magically gets better.
Oh my
and
god, it was so
he
Hug.
hugs
They
him
hug.
and he takes a
He's
selfie.
trying to take a selfie. And then Adebayo's like, I just saw an eagle hug a fucking person. I think I got to stick around.
Well, yeah, that's what makes Adebayo stick around.
She's
When
like,
she sees
I'm
the
going to
eagle
help.
hug him.
But back to the big scene, the confrontation between Chris and his dad finally happens. And his dad is telling him things like, you slept with whores, you slept with men, Chris accuses his dad of killing his brother, really, and they fight. And fucking good for Chris Peacemaker, he gets the kill shot in the head and then just breaks down.
Well, there's a callback line before that where Vigilante
The
said,
gaps in the armor.
gaps in the armor. Yeah,
Yeah.
he mentioned that when they first saw the armor.
Yeah, and he jumps
He's
on
the
him.
one that because he's the one that kind of stops White Eagle from killing his son.
White Dragon.
White Dragon. Yes, White Dragon. I also enjoyed that White Dragon is like thinks of this all in biblical terms.
Yes.
So he's quoting the Bible and
Yep.
like talking about Adam and being tested.
Yep.
So he like definitely, as any good villain should, thinks of himself as the hero in his own story.
But then Chris has that line, that moment, that epiphany. He's like, everything you said is wrong, except for, yes, I am a piece of shit for listening to you all these years. And he's like, come on, you're not going to shoot me. He just fucking starts swearing at him and calling him names, and then bam. I also loved Economos mowing down all the hooded guys with the fucking machine
Well, he's
gun.
just now a badass character, huh?
He just fucking shoots them all. He got a taste of it, and he liked it. We find out Adebayo ran a dog shelter before this. She clearly was not prepared for this job, but I love the moment. Hardcore's like, you know what? You're good at this job, though. And then you were talking about the vets. I love when they all decide Hardcore leads, and then the vets have the gun. They're like, let's do this. And they're like, no, you're going to die. You can't go. We have to tie you up.
Well, Vigilante like wants to kill them. They convince him not to, and then they're going to tie him up, and he's like, he's like very particular about what you're going to tie them up with
Yes.
because he doesn't want to ruin their skin.
He's like, don't use duct tape because it's going to pull it. And Economos is like, wait, so you're compassionate about tape but not brutally murdering people? He just goes, yes. Vigilante had some fucking great lines. When he's peeing and Economos finds him and he's like, why are your pants all the way down? He goes, I can't pee if there's clothes touching my butt. This is fucking great. Oh,
I
my
wrote
God.
down one. He said, I forget when he said they were calling to see if like everyone would participate.
Yeah.
And he goes, hashtag me too.
Yeah, he goes, hashtag me too. That was great to
Like,
himself. Yes.
Totally out of context.
When Chris starts crying, he's like, this is a weird time to be doing your face exercises, but you do have
He
a
tried to
jacked face.
console him, and it
Yes.
was really
He
awkward.
goes, tender touching, tender touching. He is a fucking psychopath. This man
he's
is a
he's
fucking
insane.
psychopath.
That's an insane character.
He's like, I'm going to kill this vet and this nurse and this male nurse. She's like, you could just call them two nurses. He's like, what? It's like, what is it like to be a male nurse? Anyways, Eagly is stitched up. Adebayo is in. They're all in. Myrn is dead.
Well, but Adebayo and and Peacemaker still have shit to work
Oh,
out. Like,
yeah.
he's just doing this. He doesn't want anything to do with
She
her.
did betray him, and she said sorry, but he's like, I can't wait till it's over so I'm to see your stupid face again.
It's also not a James Gunn show if you don't have a slow walk for the team.
Oh, yeah.
Walking towards the
With
camera.
the
they do
eagle.
that.
Yeah, the slow
Yeah.
motion walk. Like in Suicide Squad, he did the same thing.
Suicide Squad, yeah. And there's always an animal walking towards the screen.
Oh, it's either
Whether
a
it be
raccoon or a weasel
Yeah.
or an
A tree.
eagle.
Yeah,
That's
it's always something.
That CGI eagle is pretty
not
fucking
bad.
remarkable. Oh my god, is it? What's cuter, Eagly or Grogu? What do you think? It's close.
I'd lean Grogu.
You and Grogu still? I don't know. Eagly's grown on me. I was like,
But Eagly's like an unexpectedly like
Yeah.
whoa. What's cool though too about the show is like White Dragon didn't look like complete shit.
Yeah.
Like he looked like a legit like they definitely when they needed to spend, they spent, or if they're not spending a ton, they're doing their best they can with what they got.
that could have looked really CW, you know,
Yeah.
and it didn't.
Right.
In spots, it was a little spotty, but overall, it was much better than I thought it would be. The cow,
Yes, and then we see the cow. Describe this thing.
it's not the titties that I wanted, but they
There's
are titties.
getting milk there.
There are they're little titties. They're like, you know, the titties on a dog?
Yeah,
Like
after
those
a dog's
titties?
head
I
litter.
wanted like human titties, but like, no,
yeah,
they're
it does look
doggy
like
titties.
doggy
James
little
Gunn
doggy.
delivered titties for you, but he never said you'd like them.
Yeah.
Now, how would you describe
That's
this
exactly
thing?
what James Gunn likes
Rux,
to do.
what is this thing? What does it look
I don't
like?
know. It looks like a slug or something, but like
Yeah.
with a human face.
Wait, it's got a mouth and giant black eyes and smaller black eyes. And
Yeah.
it's
So-
huge.
They're in a let's just set up the finale. They're in a race to kill this thing.
They're about to teleport this thing. Like,
Right. The fucking butterflies, because they retain memories, know that they're coming. So they're going to try to teleport this thing out of there. And if they teleport it out, no one will know where this
Yeah.
thing is, and the butterflies will proliferate and take over. So it's just basically a race against the clock for the team to go and kill this thing.
That's where we left off. And
Yeah.
what did happen to Judo Master at the end? They just beat him up and then left him, right? I think he's
He ambushed Harcourt
Right,
and Adebayo,
right.
but then Adebayo tased the fuck
that's
out of
right.
him in his like injury.
That's right. She's like rope-a-dope, motherfucker, and then she got him.
Yeah. They tag teamed it.
So I don't know if they took him. They probably didn't take him with him. I feel like he's gonna pop in last minute and fucking. He knows something. He has
What
important
did he-
information.
He was like, it's not what you
Yeah.
think with these
You don't
guys. So I'm
know.
trying to still figure out if there's any angle on these butterflies that we still need to discover.
So they're bad. They are the villains. They have bad intentions.
They're bad, but they might not be like, they might be also heroes in their own story. Like they might be thinking they're doing something good.
for the right.
Well, just like human beings, they are all over the place, and there's people who want to take over this planet, and they're so generally this faction that we're following is it's evil. They want to control the earth.
Mhm.
So these particular guys that we're following, there might be a dissenter or two, like
Another
like
dissenter.
Mern.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these guys definitely are not up to good shit. That's why I'm surprised that Waller has not shown up. I really think that maybe she'll show up in this last episode. What do you think?
Maybe at the very.
I think so.
end.
I think she's definitely showing up, and she's got her little.
Because they got to
angle as
close
well.
up the daughter story as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
You know.
Well, you know speaking of closing up, unlike shows we've talked about in the past, this show, like, there are things that close up, but I don't feel like coming into episode 8 that it's overwhelmingly all these loose ends that have to be tied up that they can't do.
No, in fact,
I feel like
yeah.
they're in a good spot where like we can kind of just sit back and enjoy the last episode and just have fun with it.
I mean, if you look at the promo for next week, it's basically them. They found the farm, and it's their attack and their approach and how they're going to take it down. There's another shot of the fucking cow that it lingers on, and it's fucking creepy. So
You know what this show needed to do? It needed to spend 2 episodes on Ratcatcher.
yes, and then another 2 episodes on Bloodsport for no reason, and then come back and finish
Then
up here
come back, yeah.
for no reason. So they didn't do that, but this is. I mean, I think it's going
Well,
to be.
this is what happens when you actually have those 2 episodes to play with. Now you got enough room, you killed off the bad guy that you needed for Chris to kill, which is his dad.
Right.
Now that's closed up.
Yep.
You can have an epilogue of that. Like, you don't just stop, the movie's over, boom, at the end there. He shoots his dad, and then the show's over. You got a whole other episode that you can kind of deal with some of those things. And it's fine. Like, it's good to have a little bit of.
But then now they focused in on the
room for
one
everything.
thing on the last episode, you
Well,
know?
and unlike something we're going to talk about later, but this show's done the work, right? Like,
Yep.
it was about Peacemaker, but they introduced this cast around him of people that you learn to invest in and care about. You know, Economos, Myrn, Adebayo, Harcourt, all these people. And then we also know the threat. We know that the threat is these butterflies. We know that they want to take over the world. We know what they're doing and how to stop
Everything
them.
is
So, everything
explicit
is on the
and
table.
clear,
Yeah.
and you can follow it, and it makes sense. Unlike the
Unlike a show we're going to talk
we're
about
going to
later.
talk about later.
When Adams decides that he wants to watch the thing we're going to review the show
Yes.
with. Yeah.
No,
When he decided to do his homework.
I'm psyched for. I think that it's going to be a fun, action-packed, crazy finale. I can't wait to see more from Vigilante. He's one of my favorite characters off this show now. He's such a fucking psycho. It's great.
It's just like a nice little, like, I wouldn't say this is the greatest show I've ever seen, but it's a nice little gem that you just didn't, for me at least, I didn't expect it to be like this. I liked Peacemaker's character. When they said they're going to make a show around the character, I was like, maybe.
You want to know what this show is? The reason why we like it so much is because it's competent at everything that it's trying to do.
Yeah.
It's trying to be funny.
Yeah.
It is funny. It's trying to be gross. It is gross.
Emotional. It gets the emotion in the heart.
Yeah, it tries to do certain things with emotion and like setting up like little relationships and this and that, and it's successful in doing that. The chemistry that they establish, it seems like it always works on screen. It's not being forced. Like, every character fits the character. Like,
Yep.
his dad
Yep.
fits that character like to the T, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's no like, they don't have to massage anything really. And like, so everything works. And so it's competently done. And that's what's,
Yeah, that's actually, that's a good point. Like, competence alone.
Yeah.
Like, it's something that's so overlooked.
Yeah.
But like, just pure competence alone by the creators and the cast and the directors, like, that alone will just make a show okay, at least. Like, you've done enough already, because most
That's
shows that
the
are
basics, though. I mean, that should
right,
be
but
the
most
basics.
shows don't have any.
Yeah.
well, it's harder
Most
to like,
creations have no
I
competence.
think that when you have a procedural show,
Yeah.
like that's like fucking NCIS,
Right.
it's like it's easy to be competent because that's such a formulaic thing. You
Sure.
really, it's on autopilot. But when you're trying to do something like, let's say, Peacemaker, it's like out of left field. There's nothing like quite like it, and now you gotta wrestle this thing to the ground. But and you're going for all these different little like pockets of entertainment. You're going for like laughs. You're going for gross out. You're going for violence. You got to nail all those things, and you got to direct it well, and you have to write it well, and the characters, you have to introduce people into characters. So it's not an easy thing to do than like a procedural that's basic competence. Like you'll watch, fucking any of these murder shows or fucking Law and Order. Like they're very competent, but they're like literally like,
Well, it's easy. It's the
following-
same shit every week.
yeah, they're following a recipe.
But I think it's definitely carved itself into its niche really well. Like, for me, it's up there as one of the better superhero shows I've seen. Will there be enough time, though, in the next episode for Peacemaker and Harcourt to bang? That is a very important question
You're not gonna bang.
that needs to be addressed. Because
They might make out.
Okay, little kissy is good. I want to see a little kissy.
Maybe
I want,
finger banging
I
a
wanna
little.
see-
I don't know.
Do you think James Gunn is secure enough
to let
in
John
his manhood
Cena
to let John
manhandle
Cena-
his wife.
Absolutely. He's a cuck. Yeah.
He'll let him do it, and he wants to be there when
Yeah,
it
he
happens.
wants to be.
And I will
Yeah.
film it. You know what? I'm still filming. Just keep going. This isn't in the script. Just go. It's fine. Everyone leave the room. That's what's going to happen. I'm putting out my own Pam and Tommy tape.
Man, we get Adam to go for
Maybe
just
we
a
just
little,
get fucking
and
raunchy.
Imran's just on full like 1.5 speed.
I got to fill in the gap so we can get back to Adam. All right, that's enough of the Peacemaker. I'm excited. We will be back next week for the finale. But right now,
I'm excited.
I'm
yeah.
excited, dude. I can't wait to see. I want to see more, and I can't wait to see what the next show is that he's spinning off and how different it's going to be. So, good stuff. Let's take a break here. We're going to play some promos, and when we come back, Adam will be here back again to entertain us as we talk about the finale of the Book of Boba Fett right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey there, everyone. Brian here, host of TV Trivia Pod. It's a trivia-style podcast focusing on TV and movies. Listen in for questions like, what's the name of Michael Scott's screenplay? What do you say to view the Marauders map? And what's everyone eating in the post-credit scene of Avengers? Play along to TV Trivia Pod anywhere you get podcasts. And stay tuned for more trivia.
Have you ever been reading through a stack of comics and thought, maybe I should see what this Arkham Asylum game is all about? Or been playing Marvel vs. Capcom and felt like you were at a real disadvantage since you didn't know who half the characters were? Well, Play Comics is the show for you. I'm Chris, and each episode we take a look at video games based on comic properties and how well they stick to that source material. So whether you know the comics and want to know how all these games work, or you know the games and want to find out where all this craziness came from, go check out Play Comics at playcomics.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Doc and Nerd.
Listener, if you've been enjoying the show, consider joining our fan club over on Patreon. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Jock and Nerd. And you will be supporting us. You will help keep the show going, coming out every week. And you get stuff based on the tier you pick. You get access to a bonus RSS feed, a bonus podcast feed with bonus content. The shows come out early. And you get access to our monthly Discord hangouts, which are a lot of fun. The next one is next week, February 24th, Thursday.
Jesus.
8 p.m. I know, it's a month already. It goes by so quickly.
So fast.
We just did it, and it's now next week, February 24th, 8 p.m. Central Time. Sign up, jockandnerd.com/Patreon, and you can come geek out with us. It's a lot of fun. Let's get to the Book of Boba Fett finale. Here are your spoiler alerts.
Come on, baby. Do the magic hand thing.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
We have reached the final chapter of the Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 7, titled In the Name of Honor. This one, again, the whole series written by Jon Favreau. This one directed by Robert Rodriguez. Yay.
Lame.
A name that used to be exciting to read, directed by Robert Rodriguez. Now, I am not so sure. Anthony, catch us up. What happens in the finale?
Well, we finally decided to get back to the Book of Boba Fett after.
Oh, I forgot he was in this show.
Yeah, maybe I heard this online, but I'm going to steal it. More like the pamphlet?
It's the pamphlet of Boba Fett. Yeah, it's the mini
haiku.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are we talking about? Boba Fett. So there's this upcoming war that Boba Fett's been preparing for in the town of Mos something, and he's needed to recruit an army to face off the Pike Syndicate, and the entire episode is this kind of battle of the Alamo. They're outgunned. They need reinforcements. How are they ever going to win? That type of bullshit. And we'll just leave it at that and just get into the actual discussion.
Oh, by the way, Adam is back. Hi, Adam.
Hey.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, he's
excited,
still here.
excited to be back for this.
Adam, are you a Star Wars guy? Okay.
He's just a guy.
Just a
All
guy.
right, well, give us your thoughts on the show so far in this episode. Start us out. Overall thoughts. What's going on here?
Hey, I have a question right out of the gates.
Yes.
On what is the spice exactly? Is it a drug?
Yeah, I think it's a drug similar
I think
to
it's cumin.
hair. It looks like cumin or turmeric. Sprinkle it on.
That's just not established.
It's like, yeah, I imagine it's
Okay.
like a heroin. I don't know if you snort it or smoke it or dilute it. I don't know what the fuck you
I
do
think you
with
put it in
it.
your
like-
butthole.
I feel like they watched Dune
I stick
and
it
they're
up my
like,
asshole.
hey, let's just do spice. They just
No, he
let's just do
stole.
spice.
He stole that and didn't even bother to change the fucking name. Is how lazy Lucas was in this instance of taking
Yeah.
things from Dune.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, they should have called it something fun.
Like lice or spouse,
Like space crack,
or space
you
crack.
know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or like when in Avatar,
Yeah,
they
space crack.
in Avatar they called the element that no one could get unobtainium.
Yeah, on the,
Yeah.
little on the
Yeah.
nose there with that name,
Yeah.
but it
Not
works.
as on the nose as what was it, Transformium in
that
Yeah,
from
they should have named
Transformers?
it like
Oh, no.
"fuck
Yeah.
yo shit upium." You know?
Just call it the shit. Oh, we got the shit. We got to run the shit through here.
Yeah.
Bird shit.
I feel like so the Book of Boba Fett, is there a book that I missed somewhere? Why is it even called this?
He was writing something at the end.
I mean,
Wrote a
even
poem.
if it's like metaphorically speaking, you would assume that he had a lineage to his name, right? And we're kind of like reading about how epic this guy is, except for we're getting like the geriatric Boba Fett who's, he's in the retirement home and he's yelling about his misadventures, but he can only remember the last 20 years and they're really lame.
My soup's too hot. Yeah, he's eating a lot in this show.
I remember when I was 60 years old and spry.
These plants need watering and they're too hot. You want to talk about plants being hot? I was in a goddamn Sarlacc pit for like 30 years.
Got out, no problem.
You want to talk about chafing? Oh.
Did they stick the landing here, Adam, on this last episode?
They didn't leave the runway to begin with. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah.
This is so weird. Why would you do a second bounty hunter show when you created your own awesome one that everyone loves? That's my first just like puzzle piece I can't quite put together. The second thing is Boba Fett. Okay, I'm not like one of those guys that thought Boba Fett was cool. I remember him getting bitch fucked in the back and flying into a Sarlacc pit by a blinded Han Solo who didn't even know he did it. It was like a Benny Hill sketch. It was only missing the like when he goes into the pit.
Mm-hmm.
What people liked about him though was he was like this background character who was mysterious and cool, and you could tell he just didn't take shit from anyone. I think he even mouthed off kind of at Darth Vader at one point.
Yeah.
So we decided to make him like an old dude who's out of shape, kind of doesn't want to wear his helmet ever, and nobody knows who he is. He doesn't even seem like he's the best bounty hunter in the tri-state area.
On the block there, yeah.
I mean, and I don't get the motivations of this character. He's like, I'm going to go clean. I'm going to become a crime lord, but I'm not going to become a crime lord. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like he watched like the first 20 minutes of Godfather and never like finished the movie.
Yeah, it really like, if he wanted to like retire and get out of crime, then like there's no reason for him to be a daimyo. Whatever the fuck that is.
And the only place I believe that he went to, the only establishment was that casino tavern.
Right.
And it blew up. Like he didn't even protect the one place that he was going to protect.
We couldn't save Jennifer Beal for fuck's sake. She looked amazing.
You know about that place that I never pointed this out, but when you walk into that place, they ask you if you want your helmet polished.
Yeah, can I polish your helmet? Is that a Star Wars
like,
euphemism?
Please polish my helmet.
That's absolutely a sexual innuendo.
That's a Star Wars
absolutely.
euphemism. That's what they call it in Star Wars. Just get my helmet polished in spaceship.
Yeah, that's my favorite cantina.
So I wasn't really invested. The first couple episodes, I was like, okay, I'll give this a chance. I'll see what Disney has to say about this character. And they didn't have much to say at all. And they decided to switch gears. And, the 20 minutes of him chilling out in a Banta tank, is that what it's called?
BAFTA.
BAFTA, I'm sorry. Not captivating. So then we had to switch over to the good show, Mandalorian, by episode 5. Completely out of nowhere, too, right? There's no lead-in at all to this character. I just could not believe they did this. So not only did you make a show that most people don't really care to even watch, you then took the one everybody and their mom likes and you shoved the entire second act of their plot into it, making it required watching.
That's how you get them to watch. Boom,
it's insane.
Done.
I had so many friends and family, even my wife and daughter, didn't watch Boba because they're like, I don't want to watch this jackass. We already watched Mando. Here's what my wife said exactly. Is Baby Yoda in this show? Otherwise, I don't care.
Well,
season 6, episode 6 and 7 come around. I'm like,
yeah.
Hey, you got to watch this episode. And she's like, what? Like, yeah, I'm not going to tell you why. Just watch.
Yeah, because if you start season 3 of Mando and you didn't watch this, you're going to be very confused. How the fuck are they back together? Does it even undermine that whole emotional moment
bad.
at the end of
bad
season
from
2?
the get-go because like Adam said, they already had the Mandalorian. They made the Mandalorian to replace Boba Fett, and then they threw Boba Fett in there as a side character in Mando, and then all of a sudden give him his own show, and he should have just always been like a secondary character in Mando, like another Mandalorian,
right?
Somebody to like do some exposition and talk about like Mandalore and maybe his dad and get some, some of that old stuff that were happening around the Clone Wars in there. But like, they didn't do that. They decided to, we're going to do this thing where he's, becoming a crime lord. And it was just not interesting at all. So they just were screwed from the get-go.
Why didn't they do the Boba Fett that the fans of that character want? Why didn't they make him John Wick in space, going around freaking kicking
Young
ass
Boba.
back in the 80s?
I think that's a Disney thing. I really think that's Disney.
This show's made for kids. Like, clearly, that's what Disney told them. Like, make this show for kids, I think, because that's how it comes off.
Well, it came off like that by the last episode for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think, as I said last week, this show has been a failure as a Boba Fett show. It's a decent Mando show, but now that I've watched the last episode, I think it actually, by including Mandalorian in this, it actually weakens both.
100%.
Because you have to, now you're asking your fans to watch this shitty Boba Fett show to catch up on stuff for Mandalorian to get in. Like, all that stuff should have been explored in season 3 of Mandalorian. Instead, they used it to prop up this jackass Boba Fett. One of the things that really frustrated me throughout the season and made it even more frustrating by the end is I'd been talking about how Boba Fett's motivation to be whatever the hell he is. I don't know what he's exactly leading, because he's supposed to be a crime lord, yet he's removing the spice. So how exactly is he making any money in for this town? I have no idea what he's doing.
Hosed, man.
I don't know what he's. Yeah, I guess he's the most benevolent crime lord I've ever seen in my life. And they throw in this little throwaway line where it's like, you find out the Pikes killed the Tusken Raiders, right? So you're like, oh, they're like, the writers are like, oh, we just made this real personal because the Pikes killed the Tusken Raiders. But you're like, Boba Fett's whole motivation for being a leader, the crime lord, has nothing to do with the Tusken Raiders. He's literally sitting on a campfire with Fennec Shen going, tired of being taken advantage of, time to do something different. It's like that Tusken Raider thing was like supposed to be this super personal thing. It's not personal at all.
No.
We don't even like understand who the Pikes are, what Spice does, how much of a threat they are. And then the entire episode, or the entire leading up to this episode, you're going into like, man, it's going to be a gigantic war. It's going to be a war. And then the Pikes show up and there's like 25 Pikes.
It's like a small war. Very small.
And then the backup comes from wherever town Vance is, and it's like 10 guys. And it's like, oh man, what a war.
Yeah.
We're fighting in this town. And
it
like
was a letdown.
Every block
epic proportions.
looks like the other block because we didn't have enough money to make a whole fucking set. So none of this town actually looks lived in. We don't really know, like, we could probably run around the corner. Like there's one part where in the beginning, Boba Fett has like 3 different groups of people stationed, and it's like this is a war, right? So you got like 2 Gamorrean guards stationed in one place, and you got 5 teenagers, and you got 1 Wookiee. Wow,
yeah, that's not going to do
what a
it.
war.
And when they show up, they're not very helpful at all.
No.
They're entirely not very good at this.
And then everyone's just shooting each other and just fucking missing.
I'll say this though, like, they could have made that work if it was shot better.
Yeah.
And they put some thought into how they staged this whole thing to create like tension.
Robert Rodriguez was too busy making people spin for no reason.
Like you could have like there's a lot of these movies that take place in a garage or something where like in one very small confined space, but they're very like thrilling,
like
because
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, because how they're shot, you know, and doesn't matter the location and how big it is doesn't really matter if you shoot it right. And Robert Rodriguez, I think he's dropped the ball this whole time, and I think that he shouldn't direct any more episodes, especially action-oriented ones where they need like a sophisticated person to do this. Like he just doesn't have it. Like the shots look childish. They look like B-level, like like shots.
They were
like
playing
they're
with
not
toys. They were
like
playing
you just
with their
remember
toys.
like if you take Cad Bane from the other episode where he comes in and he's like misty and shit, and like he the way his face is positioned in the shot, and you just see the bottom of his mouth and all that stuff, and the way he's shot, it just makes him look so scary. And then literally in this one, he's walking through the town and he just looks like a guy in cosplay. Like it's like not done well. Like he just doesn't know how to put the camera in the right place to create that cinematic experience.
Yeah, but you got shades of like El Mariachi and Desperado, but it wasn't enough. And there was action, but it didn't land. You didn't earn it. Nobody cared.
Because for me, at least, I think for a lot of people, you don't care about anyone on screen. So you can have all these like cool set pieces, but if I don't care, if I don't understand what the Pikes are, if I don't give a shit about Boba Fett, if I don't give a damn thing about any of his fucking crew, like none of this, it's just empty noise. I'm just seeing things happen on screen. Like, for instance, you have this Cad Bane Boba Fett battle, and they're like hinting at all this history, but we never saw any of this history. So then it's like supposed to be a big moment that he kills Cad Bane, or Cad Bane, whatever the fuck his name is. But Cad Bane didn't kill the Tusken Raiders. Why do I give a fuck if Cad Bane dies? Like, that's just poor ass writing. And then the person that actually kills the people responsible for the Tusken Raiders, it's Fennec Shand.
I was gonna mention
like, what the fuck are we doing? What kind of writing is
Boba
this?
doesn't even get the revenge kill on the Pikes. And by the way, Fennec Shand just sniped them all and hung the mayor from the. Why didn't she fucking just do that in the first episode? Well, you could have just killed them all the whole time. You telling me you could have just taken them out?
I think she wanted to, but Boba's such a dipshit. He wouldn't let her.
It's like, no,
that's true.
We're going to talk this over. No,
this
just kill
this whole thing is just a series of Boba Fett screwing up. Didn't the entire town turn on him, like on a dime?
Yeah.
He didn't protect anyone. He's just a failure all around.
Wow.
Well, he's a flaming dumbass because that the town turning on him, you could see from a mile away, and he was banking on this truce that he had negotiated with them in the prior episode.
With no leverage. With no leverage at all.
With no leverage, and anyone with a clue would be like, "Yeah, they're gonna turn on you, you asshole.
Yeah.
You've been ruling for all of 3 minutes. Get the fuck out of here."
I will say I did care about exactly 2 people in the show, and I think they killed them.
Probably,
but it was 2 shots, and they were gone and never mentioned again. That was the 2 green org guys. I don't know their names or their alien race.
The guards.
Yeah, the guards.
I love the Gamorrean guards from Return of the Jedi. They were pushed off a cliff. I think they're dead. I was sad about that too.
It was a big ass cliff.
That was a very large cliff. I don't know where the fuck they were.
They don't even talk about it.
No, I know, and I love the Gamorreans.
Nobody gives a shit.
I had the toy of them.
Like, all right, I'm going to put my 2 most loyal guards. I'm just going to completely fuck them and put them against like an entire army of guys.
They just shove them over. They're so big and bottom heavy that they can't slow.
It really was ill-conceived, like to the most like highest degree of just ineptness. Like, I don't understand like how bad. Like, I can imagine like 20,000 different directors doing this better. Like literally anyone can do this better than what we saw.
Well, it's not just the directing, though. This story was so ill-conceived from the beginning. I mean, the fact that Grogu came back, we should probably go in order of this episode because there's just so much to talk about.
That was the best stuff, was always when Mando and Grogu come back. So anyways, leading up to that, the club is burnt and they stake it out and they don't want to leave, which is also a dumb move because that's just a bad position to be in a burnt club. Anyways, we were like, why are we staying here? What the fuck are you doing? So an X-Wing Uber shows up with R2 driving, and drops off Grogu. And so he, I guess he chose Mando, but he's kind of both. I mean, he's using the Force. He's still a Jedi and a Mandalorian. I love when Peli was like, Grogu, that's a horrible name. That was kind of funny.
She's probably the only character that I enjoyed.
Strangers with Candy.
Amy Sedaris is fantastic. Also, David Pasquesi, who played the mayor's dude, who's hilarious in this. They were together in both in Strangers with Candy.
Oh, I think that was the only scene in this episode I genuinely liked, was Grogu just sitting there eating something.
The little lizard. He's like, he needs to eat.
I like the Rancor beating up the thing. That was pretty cool, but that was it.
Unearned, but it was fine.
So the Rancor shit was kind of interesting because you had hints of like Kaiju and King Kong homages. But what I find interesting is at that point, Boba flies off and he doesn't bring his fucking ship that has guns on it.
No.
He brings the fucking Rancor.
That would have solved this in 1 second.
That's not what it's called.
Shh, don't say
can't say that.
Sorry.
It's the Fire Spray Gunship 1 now.
It's the Fire Spray.
Fire Spray. I didn't even get the name right. I don't even know what the fuck it's called.
Is it made by Axe? I don't know. What is it?
I was going to say, that sounds like an STD.
It's the Fire Spray? What is it? Like your dick fell out. I shoot dicks coming out. Fire's coming out of my dick. So yeah, the Rancor looked great, and it was kind of.
I mean, it was
fun to see it.
That was a joke grenade. I'm sorry, everyone.
The Rancor. I mean, I'll give them credit. Like they look like they use like a little bit of stop motion.
Yeah.
Like it looked like it had that feel. So
I said that in my review
fine.
as well. Yeah, I did like how they animated it. Here's a question: why does he have a Rancor to begin with? Why did the twins just give him that?
I know, that's so weird. They just gave him that, and then I thought there was going to be some kind of a hitch to it or something.
Like maybe they trained it to fuck him up after they left,
Right.
or maybe they're like showing a power play, like we'll be back for this, but then they never come back again.
No, it's like a.
Well, you normally this is like writing 101, right? Like he wants to ride it.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, let's show him like
that
training
would've been
to
nice
ride
to
this
see a
thing.
little bit of that.
Instead, we got 2 episodes of Mandalorian instead.
That's why I'm saying it was unearned. He never learns how to ride it, so why are you able to do this? And then Mando does it anyways without the training.
Yeah, well, he gets tossed off, but
Yeah,
he
whatever.
tried.
Then they shoot it,
Yeah.
and then everybody shoots it.
Yeah. Why do they? Why do the teenagers decide? You know what our best bet is
shoot
to
the
like do for
monster.
this Rancor that saved our life? Let's shoot
I
it.
didn't get that, and then I don't know why when you see the fucking shields on those Scorpionic droids, why are you wasting all of your ammo? Clearly, it's not going to get through.
And
These
then
are
not
strong-
shoot it when the shields go down.
Yes, and then they stop shooting.
Yeah.
Well, back to the huts. I kind of feel like
Well, they went to Stormtrooper school.
Starship Trooper school. I feel like
Yeah.
the huts are like this weird, rich, eccentric people, and like it's just a gift you get from a weird rich guy. He'd be like, "Here, brought you a tiger." I don't know why. Here you go. I had a spare
Why
one.
are the huts even in this?
I don't know, but they were my favorite characters. I love them. And then they're never back.
Because of the
The
palace.
huts are in this, so like it's teased, but I'm saying like it's teased like the huts are a thing.
Yeah, they're like
And
the
huts are gone.
Kardashians.
They are like
Mos
the
Eisley.
Kardashians. You have Platoonians and Kardashians in
right.
Star Wars. Absolutely.
How awesome would that be? Like a keeping up with the huts, and it's
up
set,
with the
and it's like reality
reality
TV style, shaky
Oh.
cam.
Oh, Disney, you need to make this right now.
so
This will
good.
save
You've got big athletes dating the huts, and it's just like, what is going on?
Kanye.
You got like Shaq
Kanye
in a
West
hut.
is like in there in
Yeah.
between trying to.
Speaking of Kanye West, he is melting down.
Oh, yeah,
that's
he's
another.
well.
That's a different.
What else is new?
Rebo Max, or what's the
Max
elephant's
Rebo,
name?
yeah,
Max
the,
Rebo should be in there too. He's just in there because
He's the house band.
yeah.
I mean, was there anything else you guys liked? Like, I'll mention one thing: when Grogu sees Mando and he just leaps into his arms.
Yeah, that was
great.
But that shouldn't have been in this.
No. This
No.
could have been a B storyline in Mando season 3 easily, which is probably what. Or leave Boba Fett fucking dead and show us young Boba Fett. Maybe
When
don't
I
bring
was
him up.
watching this episode, I just felt like it was very like. There was times I was like tuned in and like watching it and like locked in, and there was times I was like just like beside myself, like with like I don't know what's going on. This is bad. And when you ask me like, is there anything that I liked? There's little things that I thought were cool, but like overall, like. You have like Fennec Shan disappear for the end of the last
Big
part of the
of this.
episode.
Yeah.
You have this like one cool scene where like they send that guy out to stall and
yes,
both Mando and him
Come
jetpack
flying.
in.
That was great. That was awesome.
And that was it. Like it was cool for like 2 seconds and then it gets back to being shitty again.
The Rancor
So,
ate a dude. I was waiting for that, so I checked that box off. I was like, the Rancor's got to eat somebody. I mean,
they had that like moment where like the Power Rangers have to like save the day.
they are
you know?
useless. These fucking kids can't do
He did
shit.
a spin. He did a spin.
But he was already facing the direction he needed to shoot.
It was misdirection. It was misdirection. Where am I going? I'm over here.
I'm going to
Now
shoot
over
back here. Nope, I'm shooting over here.
The tweet of that was literally like, "This is why Robert Rodriguez should never direct anything
Jesus.
again." And you just see that guy spinning around. It's like, oh,
Yeah, he spied.
Also, BK,
why?
you see BK and his foot is basically snapped at the ankle. And the next time you see him, he's running fine. No problem.
Who's BK?
Black
Chrysanthemum.
Croissant.
Oh, Black Chrysanthemum. Yes.
I like how the Rancor takes 8,000 shots from blasters, but then a little tiny blowtorch off of,
Flamethrower,
I mean, it's a tiny little blowtorch. And that's enough. He's like, I'm out. I'm out.
I'm getting the fuck out of
Pulling
here.
a King Kong.
His finger was bigger than the flame, but that's too much for him.
I love the subtlety in showing that Grogu has force powers because they have him save the day twice.
Yeah, saved
God,
his
that was
ass.
so bad.
Just do it.
It was so
once,
bad.
guys.
He sits there, and you're like, "Holy shit!" He's gonna like implode this thing. It's gonna be epic. And he like pulls a bolt off of his leg.
Yeah.
What the hell was that?
He's still training.
Don't have him there.
shush.
Don't have him there.
Do it. So he chose. Is he done? Is he booted out of the Jedi school? He's not going to be the first student, and it's all.
I
love that you're thinking about the ramifications of this.
I'm like fucking pissed over here thinking about how many ways this. I'm getting like Last Jedi flashbacks, and it's killing me.
Oh boy!
How hard is it to have Luke Skywalker and Grogu come down together and just open up shop on these assholes?
Yeah.
Like, no one cares about any of this Force shit of like pulling out a little intricate bolt from a leg. They want to see some spectacle.
What do you mean? When the dudes from the other town came through, that was spectacle. We had 7 guys dressed as cowboys rolling through.
Got blown up.
What was Cad Bane's end game here? He waits until the war, till he's basically lost. Like they're all dead, and he's like, "Now's a good time."
He just walks up, and there's nobody around.
Like, now that I'm surrounded, and my everything I had to work for is gone. There's no profit for him. Now I'll go out.
I love that he asked him, "What's your angle?" Which is the thing we've all been asking the whole time. Like, what is the point of this show? And Bubba really doesn't have a good answer.
Well, yeah, they're like hinting at, oh man, look at this inner turmoil that Boba Fett's going through. Is he still a killer, or is he like not a killer? But it's like this guy couldn't kill shit. What are you talking about? He's fat.
Although
he's fat and out of shape.
I don't know if he's dead because he stabs him and there's like a beeping, which usually means that. Yeah. But Cad Bane is this badass Jedi killer. He was old.
Yeah, they do all this like the mystery to like introduce this character, and then they just kill him.
And they just unceremoniously kill him.
And I didn't know who this character was. I'd never watched the Clone Wars or anything, so I was like, "Oh, this guy's kind of cool." And as I said, I made my wife Lindsay and our daughter watch this one because of Grogu, and they couldn't even make it through the last episode because it was just so bad.
Oh my god!
And she's like, "Hey, what happened to the cool guy, the blue dude?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, he died. He's gone. he's dead."
You know how you make this episode better and impactful? You go back and you watch 12 hours of Clone Wars and Rebels, and then you come back and you'll be like, "Oh, I get it now."
But even then, like it felt like the show was just like built on this mystery of like the allure of making a Boba Fett show. But then it was like everything I would see online. I'm a non-Star Wars fan, Adam, just so you know. Everything I would see online was like, "Oh man, it's so cool they're bringing back this character from the books and this one from the shows." But I was like, as a person just watching this at face value, I don't know anything about these guys. You're not giving me any depth, and then you're killing them. So I'm like, okay, why did we even do this? What's the point?
It feels like it's bad from every angle, right? If you're a hardcore fan of Star Wars and you've digested all of those things, the books and the shows, you would assume you'd want characters like Cad Bane or Cadbury Egg or whatever his name is to be a badass like he was in the series. And then for newcomers like you and I who don't know anything outside of the mainline movies, okay, this guy's interesting and mysterious and he's gone. That doesn't service anyone, and the story absolutely suffers when you're just going to throw in Easter egg characters and nothing more.
Yep. I completely agree.
Yeah, I don't know how this show ended
just
up
a disappointment.
It's the fact those
like can you imagine that like creative room, like that room, they wrote themselves into a hole because they made Mandalorian basically what Boba Fett I think should have been, and then they're coming up with like this story, and like I would have preferred, as Adam said, like him just going through space and being this fucking badass bounty hunter, or maybe he's like a crime lord like the Godfather. Like I don't know, but to go this route,
I would have done young Boba Fett.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
Imagine John Wick Boba Fett. The entire galaxy is scared of this dude, and he's going around. You're the marker. God, could you imagine if the first episode isn't even from Boba Fett's perspective, but of his target, and the guy is just in panic mode. He's like scrambling to get off of the planet. He's pushing people, and you just see Bubba in the Booba boy in the distance, just a silhouette or a shadow, just getting closer and closer. I mean, it could be like a T-1000 scenario, right?
Yeah,
God, absolutely. But no, we got dinner in the park with the the Sand Riders learning how to use a spear.
And they never came back either. I thought they set that up.
I thought there'd be some Tuskens left.
Yeah, that makes no sense. We all predicted on the show early on, we're like, Tusken Raiders are going to be that army. And you're like, the whole episode, he's like, I need an army.
Because that would have been competent storytelling.
Yeah,
right.
Just fucking kill him off.
Or like you said, to make to tie in Cad Bane as the murderer of the leader of the tribe. Like, it would have been so easy to flash back to right before he burned the place to the ground, right? But no.
Yeah. Also, now that we know that the Pikes killed the Tusken Raiders, Boba Fett's also just this gigantic asshole for slaughtering that biker gang for
Those
no
guys
fucking
were trouble,
reason.
though, anyway.
Yeah,
they were assholes, but
they were tagging
they were
things.
doing graffiti.
yeah, they were
It's
tagging
not very-
things and bullying people. They really deserve to be slaughtered in the
They're
fucking
not
desert.
good to the community. Yeah.
The younglings and the women.
Kill them all.
Kill them all.
You know what it reminded me of? I was thinking about this at the gym. I was like, they made this show based on the allure of a character, Boba Fett. And I was like, anytime like Hollywood ever gets a hold of something where they have an allure, like this character where there's all this mystery, and then they try to like add backstory, it always fails. Like it's like Predator, Alien, Jaws. Like anytime that Freddy, Jason, like
It
any
just
character
goes
where there's like a
downhill.
little bit of mystery, they're like, oh, we got some here. Let's expand.
Let's explain everything
And
that
they
makes
always
him a
fuck it up.
mystery.
I can't wait.
They always fuck
Can't
that
wait
shit
for
up.
the Captain Phasma show.
Dude, she's badass. If you get the girl from
I
fucking
know,
Game of
but
Thrones,
they'll make it bad if they do
Wendell-
it.
Yeah, they will. Well, here was something else that completely baffled me. At the very end, when the whole thing is over, he's walking through town. People are waving. He's respected. He goes, "We're not suited for this." And I'm like, the fuck was the point of any of this then? What do you mean you're not suited for this? You're not going to stay?
You know what?
What the shit is this?
This is a huge waste of my time.
I felt like they weren't even going to stay. They were like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go. We don't care. Everybody's dead.
Yeah, doesn't it end and he's just like, I don't know if I want to do
Yes,
this
that's
anymore.
how it felt. And not only that,
He's mad because the place where they polish his helmet is
he
destroyed.
can't get a good helmet polish. He's very
Curb Your
grumpy.
Enthusiasm song comes on.
Why are you parking in my spot?
Writing obviously was terrible. I think it starts with the writing and directing, but it also, as we talked about in like the first couple reviews of the show, Tamura Morrison was just not the right guy to do
I had
this.
faith in Filoni. That's the problem with me. I thought he
And
could pull it off.
Favreau.
Well, the one episode
pulled it
Filoni did was good, but it was just not.
It was the
it was the
Mando one.
Mandalorian
Yeah.
episode.
But he wrote the whole thing with Favreau, right?
Yeah,
I think
Filoni,
it was
like,
Favreau,
produced
but
it.
then Favreau, I think, wrote it, but Robert Rodriguez was a showrunner. I don't know
Right.
how that like works as far as
This
what.
is Rodriguez's fault. We should call him
guess.
Burt Rodriguez from now on.
For every J.K. Rowling Harry Potter franchise, there's a J.K. Rowling Fantastic Beasts
There you go.
franchise.
That's
There you go.
both sides of the coin. And then
It's
the show,
the hubris.
it doesn't even end with Boba Fett. It ends with a Mando and Grogu tag. They're all buddy-buddy, and they're heading off into space into season 3. And then the post-credit scene, which confused a lot of people, you saw Cobb Vanth, who the guys told him was dead, was not dead. He's in the back to tank. Thundercat is going to mod him with some droid parts or something. Do we need a spin-off show with Timothy Olyphant? I don't know. Probably not. That's probably where he's going. Everybody gets a TV show.
He's such a striking man, though, isn't he?
He's great, dude.
What a good-looking man.
Just what a presence. Like when he shows
Yeah.
up. Here's the other thing that bothered me.
RoboCop.
Yeah, he's going to be RoboCop. But Cobb Vanth was the guy who had Boba's armor, and Mando gets his armor, and Boba and Cobb Vanth never even meet to discuss, hey, how'd you like my armor? Did you got my armor? Like, at least he could have had a conversation. They never even talked throughout the whole thing.
I like how even... I love how Boba Fett's even fucking people over that he doesn't meet. Like the guy got owned because Boba Fett got his armor back.
Yeah, he's like, oh, wish you had that armor now, and then he just fucking shoots him. Wow.
So good.
Wow. Okay, so
What a train wreck.
I don't... Also...
So you want to rate this, or
Yeah, we should definitely rate
anything
it.
else?
I guess give the whole, I mean...
The whole season.
The whole season. Wait, one more thing. I loved in the final song that they're actually singing his name. There was lyrics.
I
you
did
catch
notice that, yeah.
It goes, Fett Boba
Yeah.
Fett. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, wow.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
sing
could
his
have
name
left
at
that
the
out.
end.
They put his words
I
in that
need that.
song. And it's
They put his name in the
singing
song by
Boba
the end.
Fett.
Yeah, that was a little too much. I don't like that.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay.
You liked it, Imran?
I thought it was funny. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, they're singing his name. That's fucking funny.
When they were singing it, I'm like, was that the song the entire time?
It was,
made
but
me
there was
rethink
no
it.
words.
Oh.
They just added the words on this flat. They're like, fuck it, this is a shit show anyway. Just start singing his name. Let's see what happens. Maybe the people will forget and they'll just remember Fett, Boba Fett.
I like the yelling. Like it sounds like you stubbed your toe.
Oh yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. Ah!
There's a lot of yelling. It's like a Denny Villeneuve soundtrack. Yeah, Denny
Well, it's the old man again. You know?
Yeah.
There was a Wilhelm scream somewhere in there, so I
Yeah,
don't know.
probably.
That was nice. But yeah, just confusing, messy, very confusing season. Okay, let's Anthony rate the whole series. Let's start with you.
If it was just those 2 episodes of Mandalorian, I'd probably go like 7 out of 10. But since they were included in this Boba Fett show, man, I'm gonna have to go. This is a 4 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay.
Whoa, Jesus!
It's not. This is just objectively not good.
Adam, what would you give it?
I think he's right on the money with the 4. Again, had Mando and Grogu not been in this, sure, 5, maybe 6 if I'm being really generous. It's watchable. It's Star Wars still, even if bad Star Wars is still somewhat entertaining. But God, you're not only tanking an iconic character that a lot of people really like, but you are tanking an entirely different show altogether. And now season 3, I am legitimately concerned if we're going to be getting quality like this for Mandalorian season 3. Holy crap, we're in trouble, folks.
See, I think that'll go back to being good Mando show. I felt the other way. I felt like I will be generous and give this a 6 out of 10 because of the Mando episodes, because at least that was enjoyable and it looked fucking cool and there was a lot of lore and fucking Luke and Ahsoka and Grogu. I was like, oh, I care about this. It felt like the beginning of another show. I was like, I don't give a fuck about Boba Fett anymore. Just show me more of this. I'll be fine. So I'm going to go 6 out of 10. Ruggs, what would you give it?
I feel like in spite of terrible writing and bad direction on like every other episode, I still enjoyed watching it and look forward to it every week. I don't think it ever reaches anything that's competent for more than an episode or 2 when it's directed by somebody else. So that's bad. I'm going to say a 5. 1 step above, 1 step below, right in the middle, in the ass crack.
I mean, does this thing even deserve a second season? I don't think they should make one.
If they do young Boba Fett, I'm all there. You got a lot of things to do there. So, and you got more Cad Bane there. You can get, he's not dead. And, in that he's alive. So we can do more Cad Bane. You can do a lot of crazy shit that he's up to. He's basically fucking space pirate. You know, he's got a crew. You know, he does shit. So it'd be fun to watch a young Boba Fett.
I think it'd be more fun to watch Fennec, honestly.
She's great.
She was great.
Yeah,
she should have just had the show by herself.
I'm out on anything that this crew ever does together again.
Oh, God. I don't want to see it. I don't care.
The Power Rangers Bike Gang spinoff would be awesome.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's the show you want, Adam.
That's the show I want.
The
yeah.
mods.
What was their name? Slash and Thrash?
Thrash and Slash.
Trashy and
the
Dashy.
one girl who played the girl, she's in Yellow Jackets, which is a very good show.
She felt so out of place in this show.
Yeah,
her
I don't
more
know.
than anyone.
Yeah, Sophie Thatcher as Drash. She's great in Yellow Jackets. Great
I'm
show.
sure
This
she
was
is.
whatever. I don't know what's going on here. David Becquazi stands out. So, yeah, I don't know what the plan is for this, and just let's get back to good fucking Mando shit and try to forget this. So, with all that said, real quick, here's next.
The problem. You can't forget
You
that.
can't forget it.
You have to watch it to enjoy
into this
Mandalorian.
crap.
And you know what? Here's the other thing is I don't think it really matters to Disney if it's any good, because it's Disney, it's Star Wars. People are going to watch it anyways.
Imagine not watching Book of Boba Fett like a good chunk of people didn't, and then going into season 3 of Mandalorian. How upsetting would you? I mean, it's so weird. No show has ever done anything like this.
Unprecedented.
And it's not
I don't understand. I don't understand why they did that. It was the most baffling thing.
Do major shit on another person's show.
I think
it's
everybody
just not
assumed Mando would show up at some point
as
to
a
help
side
out.
thing. Yeah.
Like, hey, you need something swept up in the garage since you don't do anything else on this show? Fine. Oh, fuck.
But I almost enjoyed his time on the show way more.
Instead, watch me build a ship for 3 hours.
Which was more entertaining than anything else in that series.
It's the only reason I like those episodes. Is they
what
were
an
actually...
impractical ship, too, by the way. What kind
not
of...
good for a bounty hunter.
No.
Not
he's
not good for anything, really.
Just it's an old Naboo
It's
starship.
like having a Pontiac Fiero.
It is.
It's like
it is
useless.
the equivalent, of a Fiero. You can only fit one person, and you can't even put your groceries in there. What is the point of this car?
It's a Mazda Miata.
You kick it over. It's fucking light. Okay, I want to go through. Let's see if any of this gets you guys excited. Probably not. Here's what's next, really quick. In the Star Wars world from Disney and Lucasfilm, the next show will be...
Don't you dare say it.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Caspian or whatever.
Oh, I will talk about that later. That is also... But the next one, Obi-Wan Kenobi, they announced it will debut May 25th on Disney+, which is the 45th anniversary of Star Wars A New Hope's original release. The show will take place 10 years after Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. So after Anakin gets chopped up and Palpatine gets him and turns him into Darth Vader, and the whole, you are the chosen one, I have the high ground bit. We're going to see Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan. Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader is in this fucking show. Also, Joel Edgerton, Kumail Nanjiani. This show rules already. And Ice Cube's son made it into this somehow. O'Shea Jackson Jr. Also in the show that is produced by Kathleen Kennedy, Deborah Chow, Ewan McGregor, and all episodes directed by Deborah Chow, who did some good episodes.
Very competent director, yeah.
So, does that get you guys excited at all? It's going to be confusing because now we were dealing with post-original trilogy. Now we got to jump way back to pre-original trilogy.
It'll be way more grounded than the Rodriguez
Is it still going to be on Tatooine? I'm kind of done with the fucking sand planet. Can we go someplace else already?
I hope this whole dumb show is just old Ben Kenobi or middle-aged Ben Kenobi just kind of sitting in his hut for 30 years, like meeting the regulars, talking to the sand people, maybe learning how to bake, because he's just supposed to be hiding there.
He's supposed to be hiding out the whole time, yes.
Waiting for Luke to come to age or something.
Or keeping an eye on Luke, yeah.
I hope that's what it is. I hope it's nothing else, because who cares? Anakin's Darth Vader, right?
We could see him square off against Vader, which could be cool.
But why then is Hayden Christensen back? He has the voice of James Earl Jones when he's in the mask.
It's the wrong voice. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know.
It's like How I Met Your Mother, where Ted Mosby grows into the voice of Bob Saget, but he's a grown man already. Why is his voice changing? This isn't the Wonder Years.
How does Hayden Christensen end up sounding like James Earl Jones? That's Spice. That's what Spice will do to you, baby.
That's what the Spice does.
That's what the Spice
figured it out.
Now we know.
Well, he's in the robot suit, so you assume his voice is like fried. His vocals are fried from the burning alive.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Which
he's got reverse vitiligo.
He goes all
is he going to take off that helmet and just be fucking bald like Dr. Evil?
Burnt Anakin. I don't know.
God.
How do you?
Why is he back? My only thing could be if they're doing flashbacks.
Yeah, but this happened. Okay, maybe between the 10 years and the end of Revenge of the Sith. But then we end up with fucking Book of Boba Fett again.
Yeah. I'm not saying the whole. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be he's going to be on his spice farm, his moisture farm, and he's going to be folding the laundry and maybe doing some force talking with Yoda. And he'll be like, "Man, remember the good old days when you said that this kid was going to like fuck us all over, and he did."
Oh, Yoda will be alive too in this.
Time. And then they'll flash back,
shit.
and we'll see some of the misadventures they get on in everybody's favorite prequel.
They may have also cast like a young Luke and Leia. I thought I read somewhere. It's a babysitting show. It's essentially
just do it all.
It's Adventures in Babysitting, Star Wars style.
I don't think you're going to see any of that shit.
No? We'll see.
I think it's going to be like a very small story about Obi-Wan being tempted to start a family and go away from the Jedi way.
This movie's going to go 4 seasons, and it's going to freaking end taking off his hood and seeing Mark Hamill, and it's going to lead right into the first movie. And he's going to be CGI'd just like they did it with Princess Leia at the end of Rogue One.
Yeah, that didn't look great, but Mark Hamill Luke looked really good, I thought. Like they did good at that.
They're getting good at the deep fake stuff.
I mean, throw enough money, you could do a whole show with just fucking Luke in that time.
They probably blew the whole budget on that shit.
I think I read that they had a different dude they hired from YouTube to join the team because
Yes,
he was
the
doing
actual-
it better.
Yep. That's what you
Yeah,
do.
They did. Yep.
Yeah.
When you see a guy deepfaking better, you fucking hire him. That's a smart move, right? They have the volume, which they shoot in, which looks cool. But for some reason, this show, I don't know. You're right about the sets. I don't know. The sets on the Mando show look way better in the volume. I don't know what happened here.
I'm kind of psyched for this Ahsoka show because when we last left Ahsoka, her and Darth Vader were battling, and she actually like hit him in the head and like cracked his helmet open.
Whoa.
And then she got pulled through that portal. Now she's searching for, what's his name? The guy with the blue hair. No.
Ezra.
Ezra Bridger.
And General Thrawn. So, having said that, on Ahsoka, they added a cast member joining Rosario Dawson, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Hayden Christensen, also in this Ahsoka show again.
So they're probably gonna finish their fight.
But I think this takes place after he's dead already. Vader's dead.
No, does it?
Ahsoka, I don't know, but they just added fucking Ray the Punisher Stevenson.
Oh, but it's got to be a flashback. I heard that Ray Stevenson is not playing Thrawn.
He's
I don't
not.
think
He's playing a bad guy, but he's not playing General Thrawn. So
no, he's probably going to be another one of those.
But I loved
underlings.
Ray Stevenson's great. He's got a lot of great presence. The guy's huge.
Yeah, he's awesome. He would make a great Thrawn too.
Adam, you seen his Punisher movie, the Killing Zone, War Zone? The fuck is it called?
Warzone.
I've not. No.
Oh, that it's.
Why
it's not
are you
bad.
hyping that movie? That movie's terrible.
It's horrible,
It looked terrible.
but it's bad good because he just
yeah.
you're like, what the?
It is
fuck
like
is
like a horror movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot.
Yeah. So that's Ahsoka.
Ray the Punisher Steven. No
Ray-
one remembers him from that.
No, what do you remember? He's been in a bunch. He was
He was in Rome.
He was in Rome. He was Volstagg in the Thor movies. Also,
Yeah.
That's right.
He's been in the MCU, so he's been in a bunch of things. So,
Is
anyways,
What's Her Nuts playing Ahsoka again?
Rosario? Yeah, she's
Yeah,
great.
Rosario Dawson.
She's fucking
What's her
great.
nuts?
What's her nuts? Great. She's perfect for that role.
Yeah, she's good. So this is a prequel then, also to it. It's inside the prequels. It's
This
a prequel
happens
in the
after
prequel?
the Rebels TV show, and I don't know where exactly this takes place. Somewhere, I don't know.
I don't know exactly what time period it takes place in either, but I know if they're using Hayden Christensen, it's probably going to be flashback to Vader.
Okay.
I don't know.
So, here, real quick, upcoming, all the TV shows coming up. We got Obi-Wan. We got Bad Batch Season 2, which I really enjoyed the first season. I'm looking forward for that. We have Adam's favorite show, Andor.
I don't give a fuck about that show.
Cassian Andor.
Yeah, what? Why?
From
Why?
Rogue One, who we know he's dead. We saw him die.
I like Rogue One. I think it's
love it.
probably one of the best things Disney has created for Star Wars.
Yep.
And I think everybody's hang up with Rogue One is the characters are so forgettable.
Yeah.
And especially Andor, who sounds like Endor, which is already dumb.
Yeah, that's a good point. The Ewok.
Yeah,
planet.
Ewok. I'd rather have another Ewok show.
Oh God. Okay.
Yeah. He just has nothing to him. So I guess whatever. He's a blank canvas.
It's gonna be like a spy show or something. I don't know. We'll see.
I was arguing
No
with
one's
a
watching
friend.
that.
I was arguing with a friend about this, but is the robot K something
Oh,
from
K-
Rogue One?
Yeah.
Is he his robot, or is he just like someone else? I can't remember where he came from. That robot.
He might have been his robot. He was great. Wasn't that Alan Tudyk? I think.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk.
Yeah.
He was He had the most personality of all of the characters.
Oh.
So if he's in the show,
I hope
that
he
might
is.
that might help. That might help.
He's not doing anything. Yeah.
No, he's got Resident Alien. It's a great show. But that would be great. I love that fucking droid. Then you got Mandalorian Season 3 coming up. Then we got Ahsoka. And then Rugboy is excited for this one, The Acolyte. This show takes place at the end of the High Republic period, really early in the Star Wars timeline, predating everything, is where this show takes place. Now you can actually do something interesting, hopefully, in that time period.
I think it'd be nice to like fill in a lot of the ancient lore, and you could possibly do Tar Vizsla in here as well.
Oh, of the Mandalorian Jedi.
The Mandalorian Jedi. You could actually throw that in there.
That one's got some potential. You can have like the Inquisitors and all that shit happen. And then there's still, apparently they're trying to make a Lando Calrissian show, and
I would watch that before a fucking Andor show.
It's unclear whether it's going to be Donald Glover or even Billy D. Williams. We want another 70-year-old lead in a fucking Star Wars show.
No.
I don't know.
Donald
Please,
Glover.
bring it
Donald
back.
Glover was great.
Donald was great.
Yeah, don't replace them.
Anyone 50 or older, they need to bring back.
Just yes,
in lead roles.
Yes, everyone. Arnold needs
That's
a
what I want
TV
to
show.
see. And to have them take off their shirt at some point in the show.
Absolutely. Have him be in a bath for the majority of every episode.
Bathing and eating a fucking giant rancor leg off the bone.
What a weird way to even do that show. Okay, every episode starts with him in a bathtub thinking about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, how long?
It
that
opens
was like
with
5 years.
How long ago?
It wasn't very long at all.
It opens with like Lando shaving his back in a bathtub.
Listen, say what you will about Tamara Morrison. I would kill for his body right now. The one he has, I'll take it. He's still.
I'll take it too.
Why not? He's impressive for his.
I would not.
We're
take that,
disrespecting the choices, not so much the actor.
Exactly. So, and then here's even the crazier thing is their movie slate, which has been just.
What is this movie slate? Is this even weirdly worth talking about? There's none of these movies have anything sort of release date.
No, they don't. Oh, and I have basically the Rogue Squadron. They have 3 release dates. They're spreading them out on Christmases 2023, 2025,
Is filming
2027.
being done on anything?
Rogue Squadron got stalled, I believe. I don't know if they're back up and running because there was creative differences with Patty Jenkins, who's directing it. There's a Kevin Feige Star Wars movie. There's a Taika Waititi Star Wars movie. There's still Rian Johnson's trilogy on the table. There's the dude J.D. Dillard making a Star Wars movie.
Stop it.
I don't think any of these things. There's this thing called Star Wars: A Droid Story. So their movie, it's surprising that they have no focus on the movies.
This is what happens when you have a historically bad show that disappoints everyone. I don't care about anything you just talked about for the last 5 minutes because of this.
Yeah, well, that's a shame because it's not going to stop coming.
I thought they were going to do a post, like a Rey new trilogy too.
No, I don't care about those characters. Fuck, don't bring them back.
You didn't say that one, and I'm pretty sure I read about that.
I don't think the actors want to come back and do the fucking thing. I think they're done. Oscar Isaac is Moon Knight. He doesn't want to be fucking Poe. I hated all of those people. I don't care if I never see them again.
Listen,
Finn's not coming back too.
Maybe Kylo Ren is the only
Palpatine's back. Palpatine didn't die.
Yeah, how did that happen? When did that happen? What the fuck?
He went into He went into a tank.
Oh, the tank, of course.
Well, yeah, the next movie will start out and they'll just start it in the crawl again. Palpatine is back.
Palpatine's got some mods on him. He, they gave him a fake
rounder.
Yeah.
We'll call him Ovaltine.
Doesn't Oscar Isaac have a quote in the third one where he goes, Palpatine came back and we don't know how? Like, isn't that like how they explain
pretty
it?
much.
Like, oh, all right.
That's the title crawl. That's the title crawl. It's like, well, here we are again. We have to finish this trilogy, and Rian Johnson decided to subvert expectations.
We're going to unvert them.
Eeyore is narrating it, by the way.
Eeyore. Oh, bother.
Here we go
the Star
again.
Wars. I suppose. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, but
how can he make it even worse than he already made it? Like, he really fucked it up
Rian
so
Johnson?
bad. Yeah.
just redo those movies. Say that was all like a forced dream Luke had. None of it actually happened, like on the Bob Newhart show, and just fucking redo those 3 movies. How about that? Can we do that?
Yeah.
No, nobody cares.
Yeah, let's. We gotta do something.
I want to get to News from the Nation, find out what some of our listeners thought about this train wreck. But first, I got to tell you, listener, you want a nice niche podcast T-shirt, some niche swag, or you wear it and people don't know what you're wearing. It's all the rage. All the kids are doing it. Visit our TeePublic shop, jockandnerd.com/shop, where you can get Rug Boy on your chest or on your cell phone or on your tote bag or on a mug, or you get our logo, a bunch of different things. There's always sales, fun stuff to purchase. It also helps support the show. jockandnerd.com/shop. Here's news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation.
What's happening?
Exactly.
Oh, this shit. Every time.
It stinks.
I like these laughing, though. This is good.
It stinks.
We said, Imran, come up with a bumper for this. And he said, I'm going to make it the most annoying
put all
bumper.
the lasers in there.
And exactly.
At first, I was thinking jock jams, like, y'all ready for this?
Oh, that's a good one, too.
But then it turned to toilet
It's our
humor.
sense of humor.
Yeah.
Jock jams.
You always go extra.
It's a good call. Real quick, I just want to share some comments from our listeners. John Campbell says, well, so long, Cad Bane, with a sad face. And he goes, the super exaggerated spin that the cyborg-like Power Ranger did nearly made me throw up. Yeah. Daryl K says, how fast does a Wookiee's so broken his foot might fall off ankle heel? And Jose Ibarra has a follow-up question. How damn slow is everyone else that they can't outrun a hobbled fucking Wookiee? Both good questions.
Did you see the speeder chase in episode 4
that was
or 3?
the slowest fucking speeder chase I've ever seen.
There was like 75-year-old guys walking next to them while they were going down the road.
I mean, I understand they were doing like the Back to the Future thing, but even the Back to the Future chase was fucking faster than the speeder chase on this fucking skateboard. And
oh my God.
It was just bad. It's bad. Lisa Morrison had something nice to say. She says, is there anything cuter than Grogu taking a nap with a Rancor? I did think that was adorable. He was tuckered.
Cute.
He was tuckered out. He's like, I'm gonna nap here.
Shouldn't have been in this show. It was cute.
Rick Martinez says they should have called the series The Maturity of Boba Fett instead of The Book of. And then Ethan Cranford says, enjoyable final episode, but it felt like all the payoff the show wanted to provide, it hasn't earned in the previous 6 episodes. Really was hoping that Bane would be a reoccurring antagonist in all these live action shows. So I don't love how that ended, but it was a very cool sequence nonetheless. So, you know, some people found some nice things. I want to end this with this one last thing. Adam, you a fan of the Oscars? What's your take on the Oscars?
I actually have a video coming out about it tomorrow.
Oh, shit. All right. Well,
because I just saw the news about the hosts.
Yes, we'll discuss that. Basically, Blake Braden posted the full list of nominations and said, personal opinion, what a shitty year for quote-unquote award-worthy movies. Before we get to the nominations, here's a couple of crazy things the Oscars are doing. It will be a 3-hour show. They have picked their hosts. Each host will get an hour. The hosts are Amy Schumer, Regina Hall, and Wanda Sykes. Will be hosting the Oscars. Wanda Sykes is hilarious. Amy Schumer is funny times. Regina Hall, we don't know too much. What has she been in? I can't remember.
She's an actress, isn't she?
Yeah, the Regina Hall. Let me see the photo. I'll remember. Oh, she's been in stuff.
She was in Iron Man.
Oh, she was in Iron Man
3.
Okay. And they've added a way.
Was that Rebecca Hall? I don't know.
No, that completely different race too.
Oh, sorry.
Way off.
He doesn't see color.
Hey, this is interesting. They're kind of trying to get a way to make the Oscars more relevant and maybe draw in viewers. They are doing a fan voted film from a Twitter poll that's going to be recognized. They're not giving it an Oscar, but they're saying this is the. And I think this is all to just
look.
give,
this is a movie, everyone.
I think
We're recognizing
just
it
to get Spider-Man: No Way Home some love. Honestly,
I was just gonna say, you want to get people watching, you should have just nominated Spider-Man: No Way Home just for the hell of it, just to get people watching instead of doing this.
I was going to say, and the nominees are Zack Snyder's The Justice League, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes. Yeah. Spider-Man: No Way Home does not land a Best Picture nomination, but now if you are voting for your movie, I think you're going to tune in and be like, did my fucking movie win? Which is a weird thing that they're doing. Real quick, I'm just going to go over the Best Picture. Here's your top 10 Best Picture nominations. Belfast, Coda, Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of the Dog, and West Side Story. Adam, comments on this list of 10.
As per usual, every year at the Oscars/Academy Awards, I've seen and know of maybe 20% of those films.
Yeah, I feel like these aren't movies a lot of people have watched.
That's how it always goes.
year.
And then they run out and watch them and they increase their sales.
So Power of the Dog leads with 12 nominations. This is directed by Jane Campion, followed by Dune with 10 nominations total.
Dune was good. Dune was good.
Dune was good.
I saw Dune and Don't Look Up, and
that's exactly where I'm at.
I've seen Don't Look Up, Dune, and that is it. Nightmare Alley, Guillermo del Toro is on, I think, Amazon. I kind of wanted to watch it.
Oh, that's probably an awesome
Is
movie.
it as good as Steam Pipe Alley? You never heard of that, did you?
Guillermo del Toro doesn't miss. I mean, I honestly didn't know that movie came out.
Right. Yeah.
Crazy.
Kind of slid out. Bradley Cooper's in it.
So it was in theatrical
It
release?
was briefly.
Wow, that must have
God
been like
damn
a
it,
week.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it must have been like a week.
I've heard a lot of things about Licorice Pizza, and I heard West Side Story. Steven Spielberg's West Side Story is really good. I kind of love musicals, and I kind of wanted to see this too because I want to see how he's updating it. And he is a fucking master at whatever
He's
he
a legend,
does.
yeah.
He's the GOAT.
Legend.
He can do anything. The man can do anything.
I might try to become Roman Polanski Anthony again and watch all these movies.
So Adam,
He's going to date a 13-year-old and watch
and then
movies.
run to Paris to avoid prosecution. Adam, for a little bit, Anthony got into all the Oscar movies like right before COVID, leading into COVID.
Just because I had nothing to do.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
Yeah.
you actually went and you would watch all these.
Last year I watched literally every Oscar movie before the nominations and like woke up early to like see the nominations because I was so pumped, and now I'm so ambivalent to all of this again.
Yeah.
Because I get to go outside.
That's why you can vote for your own fan favorite movie. Shove it in there.
I'll try to watch. I might catch a little bit of it and see maybe not the show, but some of these movies and see if they're any good.
I don't think anybody watches the show.
Yeah, you just
I watched it last year. I was one of like 7 people that watched it, and then I like tried to review it on this
you
show,
were
and no one
way
gave
into
a
it.
fuck.
I always watch
Yeah.
the Oscars just because there's nothing else on. Usually when they put it, I'm like, I'll watch this fucking shit
I
show.
watched it when I was younger, but in my old age, I have not watched it.
That's where I'm at. I used to love it. I mean, the pageantry, the dressing up, the save the whales, all of it. I liked it.
Well, last year's show, just to catch everyone up, they were trying to. They ended it. They didn't end it with Best Picture. They ended it with Best Actor, and it was supposed to be this crowning moment for Chadwick Boseman. They were going to end everyone thought Chadwick Boseman was going to win the award. And he didn't win the award, and it went to Anthony Hopkins, who wasn't even in attendance.
Yeah, he was
literally. It was like Anthony Hopkins, and the show is over. Good night. And it was like the worst ending I've ever seen to a show.
Oh man,
It was such a disaster. Everyone was like, "What the hell?"
yikes!
There's a couple of interesting things here. The Best Actor category is kind of interesting. Javier Bardem for being the Ricardos. I've seen that. That was a great movie. Benedict Cumberbatch, Power of the Dog. Andrew Garfield for Tick, Tick, Boom. I saw that. That was great. And then you got Will Smith for King Richards and Denzel Washington for The Tragedy of Macbeth. So
You have some names. I
That's
haven't
some
seen
good
any
names.
of those movies, but
Yeah, those are names.
I will point out one more thing that's just super crazy. I've never seen this happen before. There is a movie that is nominated for 3 categories. It is nominated for Best Animated Feature, Best Documentary Feature, and Best International Feature. This movie is called Flea from Denmark. I believe it's on Hulu, and it's an animated telling of this guy who grew up in Afghanistan, I think, and it's kind of his life going up in the turmoils of Afghanistan. But I can't remember the last time one movie is nominated for animated documentary and Best International Feature.
That's a weird flex. Yeah, I don't think I've heard that before.
I gotta check this movie out see if it's not good. But
What's the thought process behind these hosts? Is Amy Schumer done anything
Not for a
worth
while.
note? Or
Not-
Wanda Sykes? Like, I like Wanda Sykes.
she's funny.
But what has she done lately? Is she in a show or something?
yeah, I don't know. And I mean, I'm not even sure. Like Regina Hall,
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
she was in some of the scary. I mean, she's not
This
like
is such a
A
weird
level actress.
What a weird combo.
Well, look, they're going all female.
Fine,
They're
but
going
get females
all-
This
that
is
are
what they
relevant.
did is they went through everyone's Twitter and everybody came up okay.
Yes,
so they
everybody
can do it.
that hasn't gotten burned on Twitter. There's not many people left. That's the thing.
Doesn't
Yeah.
everyone love Zendaya just like because? Just fucking throw her on a podium with Tom Holland and
Oh
call
my
it
God.
a day.
What if you had Toby and Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland hosting those
Well, then
3?
you have, and then we're watching at least.
But then the people
Yeah.
complain it's 3 white dudes, which it
Oh,
is.
yeah,
but,
yeah, that's not gonna
but if they're a Spider-Man,
Throw
There's
Zendaya,
yeah.
Zendaya in there.
yeah, I'll watch that all day.
Got it. Got it.
All right,
throw,
you know what?
Throw
We're-
Whoopi Goldberg in there with the dinosaur from
T-Rex.
their show. Yes, with the
with
T-Rex.
Theodore
With
T-Rex.
feathers. With feathers.
It's gotta have feathers. That is
Little bird shit.
That's a fantastic callback. Great place. We're gonna wrap it up here. Adam, thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you had fun.
This was great.
Tell the listener where they can find your stuff and maybe like what's coming out on the channel there. What can we look forward
I mean,
to?
I'm all over TikTok.
He's doing
setting-
all the dances.
We've heard.
setting the world ablaze on TikTok. I'm on YouTube at Adam Does Movies. You can find me there every week posting movie-related content and sometimes TV shows like Boba Fett and I guess just
More
that
than
one.
movies.
Yeah, Peacemaker. Except for the new episode, which I haven't watched yet.
You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, is it good? Is it good?
Dude, this fucking show, to me, is up there. It's probably one of the best superhero comic book shows we've gotten in a while, like with The Boys and Invincible.
Not to get too far in the weeds, but I want to do an episode ranking like my top favorite TV show intros. And this is right up at the top. This show is so good.
What's your number 2? You have one off the top.
Maybe Golden Girls.
Oh, Golden Girls. I like the theme song.
Perfect
The
Strangers.
theme song is just fire. Game of Thrones has an epic theme song.
Sopranos, I love listening to that and watching that song.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy road to go down. I realize that. There's a lot of...
great.
Yeah, but anyway, the theme song, I don't skip it on Peacemaker. So good.
Yeah, you know what? I started skipping it. I was like, all right, I've seen this. I get it. I've seen it a couple of times.
There's so much nuance. Like Eagly making sure he hits his mark. Oh my god, the animators are so brilliant in that.
So good. Also, you notice like Judo Master is hiding in certain spots. If you look carefully until he finally comes out at the end. There's a lot of fun stuff in there. And then just Cena, straight face, doing those fucking moves. I mean, forget about it.
Oh my god, I like the janitors in there. Is he ever in the show again?
And Robert Patrick shuffling, trying to fucking dance. He's really old.
If you look at the facial expressions on everyone, it's so they're so straight laced and like monotone. It's so funny.
How
it's so unnatural, which makes it so funny.
Yeah.
He's totally channeling, and how am I forgetting his name? Robert Patrick. He's just straight up Angelina Jolie's father.
Oh, John Voight. He's very
John Voight.
Oh my god, he is.
His head is so big.
His head is very large. John Voight's head is large. Yes.
It's like him and James Marsden or something. Like they have gigantic heads.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Angelina Jolie is hot, but she has John Voight's lips, so it's kind of confusing.
She's got his blood too, his tiger blood in her.
Yes, she does. So it's kind of weird notion. Anyways, Ruggs, where can the listener find you online, Rug Boy?
Oh, we're done with the show. Oh, okay. You can find me on Twitter at Really Rug Boy, where I will be hitting up all kinds of YouTubers to come on our show.
There you go. Good match. You made a geek match. Well done.
Hey, it was great. I was happy that he came on.
It was a great time with you, Adam. Thank you so much.
Hey, good luck topping this, you guys. I once worked with the Property Brothers.
Yeah, it's down.
It's never getting better than this.
It's all downhill from here. We got nothing. Listener, check out the show notes for this episode. That's where you'll find links to Adam's YouTube page and Twitter and everything else you need to know and everything we talked about. And the most important thing, share the show with a geek listener. Spread the geekery and this empire of stupidity. We would appreciate it. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd Podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's a nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
I fucking loved it.
Oh my god!
Jock and Nerd. It makes me laugh every time.